Welcome back, baby. This is Shonen Pulse, episode 37. I'd like to thank you guys again for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers, but the grind don't stop there. Even though we can afford McChickens now, we still need you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also that new button down below that says hype, because hype puts us on a leaderboard that shows us to other viewers or people who haven't viewed us yet and all that good stuff. I don't really know how it works, but we got a good score last week. Let's try and double it. I don't know. Give it to the next guy. So with that, also wanted to point out that YouTube has apparently pushed out some sort of restricted mode type of deal. So in the top right corner of your, like where your profile is, make sure you click that and go down to settings and turn off restricted mode, because if it's on, it won't show you any of our videos. And if it's on for you, you won't be seeing this video to hear this anyway, but hey, just, make sure it's off. Anyway, the usuals. We're here talking about, 9 manga. Today we're talking about a few less, but, there's an addition here. So we normally talk about Chainsaw Man, Centuria, Don to Don, Ranger Reject, Gachiakuta, Shangri-La Frontier, Ichi The Witch, Otr of The Flame, and Big Bachi, also known as Kagurabachi. That's the government name. But today we're also joined with a new series called Jujutsu Kaisen Modulator, whatever it is. It's a spinoff of JJK. So we're going to be talking about that if you were wondering. We're not replacing Otter. Shout out to JDS. He ain't watching the podcast, but he asked if we were replacing it. We're not. Anyway.
Specifically because he doesn't watch and wants to tell us what to do. So
yeah. Shout out to dude. If you know him, tell him shout out and go to hell. Anyway, it's the usual suspects. Big Yato, joined by Knox.
Yes, sir.
Greek Weed.
Good evening.
And Popper Traffington.
No, sir.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into it, baby, because the intro already long as hell. We're going to have to shorten that in the future. But we starting off this thing with Big Chainsaw Man, chapter 213, Roll. Traffy, you want to start us?
Yeah. So I'm going to dive right into the first thing that kind of popped into my head when I was reading this chapter. So on page 2, we get that flashback of the Fire Devil. After this, you're going to choose between 2 options again. And I was thinking about this because it opens up a lot of questions as to what the Fire Devil means here. So if we go back, to the chapters where the Fire Devil is revealed, basically, she talks about, Denji's decision at the beginning of part 2. Are you going to let the student die, or are you going to let the car full of old people die? And he chooses the cats. Or the cat. And so this is what the Fire Devil is referring to. And so in that situation, he did not choose either of the 2 options that were available to him. He chose a third option, basically. So the Fire Devil telling him to choose correctly, and this is assumed to be, the situation where he has to choose between 2 options again, and, he's got to choose correctly. When the Fire Devil says that, is it in relation to not choosing the third option, or is it specifically between the 2 options? And that still goes back into which one's correct. Basically, with Asa, Yoru, and Little D, are they supposed to represent the trolley problem again, like Denji was initially given by the cockroach devil?
Okay.
So for sure, yeah, he definitely is put in a situation where he has to. This is definitely another trolley situation, but like in both cases, millions. Well, in the Death Devil case, if the Death Devil's gone and the War Devil isn't, then people don't die, but they'll want to die, but they won't, I guess. So, yeah, I guess it's an interesting trolley situation because you can either kill everybody or kill no one and have everyone wish they were killed.
Yeah, arguably
But
a fate
that's
worse
the
than
thing.
death.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, is, we can assume based off of the information that we have that Little D is the good guy and Yoru is the bad guy. But we also don't know if Little D was telling the truth, because she may still be trying to enact the Nostradamus prophecy. So she could want to kill all humans. We don't know what her truth is. So it's hard to tell the trolley problem.
The You using Little D as her actual name is actually murdering me, bro.
Well, I have
I'm
to.
just,
Dude, I don't
I'm
know.
just,
I just
I'm
don't
just
want to call
accepting
her
it at this
Death. I'm gonna
point.
just call her Little D.
Bruh.
You know,
That's
Just
how
whatever
call
she
me
gets
Little
you
introduced
D. He
herself.
ran with
demonetized,
it,
am I right?
bro. So respectful, yo. This she called herself Little D, so I'm gonna call her Little D. He's respected her wishes, yo. I fuck with it.
Oh yeah,
You ain't
Nah, but
catching me dead naming nobody.
I'm
yeah,
screaming.
no, he's sick. Yeah, but I mean, I guess in this case, it would make sense for Lil D to be. I feel like she is the one who's right in this case because it's natural for people to die. Like this whole endless war thing is unnatural. So
That's the thing too
I would
about
Well, it's not. It in and of itself isn't natural though, because the Nostradamus prophecy is supposed to end humanity as a whole. So it's taking people out before their time, basically. So it's like,
yeah.
is it
The thing that
good? It's
okay.
more natural, yeah, but it's also not natural.
The thing that I've always thought about with that prophecy is that we still don't know what the actual trigger is, and according to uh, sorry, according to Death, she doesn't know either. So we still don't know what legitimately triggers basically the apocalypse. So for all we know, she might actually want to prevent that, considering she might not even know what the reason is, because according to the prophecy, once she descends, that'd basically be the end of the world. But based off the fact that she's here, there's still some sort of missing step for the whole thing to kind of unravel and cause literally end of everything. So there's definitely something that's missing that we're unaware
yeah,
of.
Yeah, that's what
she
makes it
definitely doesn't want it to
so
happen.
interesting
Go ahead,
too.
go ahead.
Yeah, because like the thing about utilitarian quandaries in the first place is that you have like a really hard decision to make one way or another, depending on like kind of like how you lean morally. But then, like Traffy said, like we don't know like the true motives of pretty much either character involved. Like it's hard to kind of trust like what either of them say. So it just makes it like that much more complicated when you already have a trolley style decision to make in the first place. So it's like this
Well,
is just all a lot for like. Go ahead, Traffy.
so to be fair in regards to that, both of Little D's motives and Yoru's motives were stated by Little D.
Right.
So she could just be straight up lying.
That's
We
what I'm
only
saying.
have one side of the story.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
like the other side of the story, like, can we even trust the other side of the story either? At the end of the day, like my point is
Well,
that
we
like,
don't know.
Thing is,
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think that this is all like this is for anyone to make a decision. It's difficult, but especially like a character like Denji, who's just like historically known for getting tricked by anyone who offers
yeah,
him, like options in all of these crazy life or death situations. He's normally making the wrong decision anyway, no matter how hard he thinks about it, no matter like where his heart is at in the game. Like he kind of like always does something stupid in these kind of situations, or does the wrong thing at least, or ends up finding out that he kind of made the wrong choice. So it's just always so interesting when he's put in these positions because it's like we can't rely on Denji to do the right thing ever. And this
yeah.
is like
But in
all
this,
of
Yeah.
humanity is like
yeah,
banking on this one. So I don't know.
Mm.
I feel like both characters, Yoru and Def, have been being truthful. Like other than the Def Devil like lying about her identity, I feel like when we see Yoru with when the nukes were reintroduced, she showed her true self. Like there's no way to misunderstand what her intentions are and what she wants based on just how happy that made her feel that she was in full power. She was horny. I feel beautiful again. Thank you, America. Like she clearly loves this war shit, and she is not. I don't see her going, no, Denji, Death Devil lied. I'm not gonna like start a never-ending war. She's not gonna do that. She's probably firing off, blowing up buildings right now as we speak. So I don't see her pretending to like fall back into whatever personality she was, before. And also for Death Devil, it's like the Death Devil has come out and said, something's gonna happen and like my powers are gonna activate. And for some reason she doesn't want that to happen. She's been trying to make, other devils more strong, I guess to maybe make the fear of like war and chainsaw and all the other shit stronger than people's fear of death. So maybe it would like make death not as powerful, possibly. But we still don't know what would cause it. But I don't think either of these characters are like lying. And either way, it's an impossible situation.
So, what I will say off of that, as far as I can remember, Yoru slash Asa haven't lied to Denji a single time throughout part 2. But Little D's entire existence was a lie throughout part 2.
Yeah.
So I feel like Little D is more prone to lying than Asa Yoru.
Yeah, but like she straight up said her power is like gonna wipe out everybody, and she doesn't want that because she enjoys
mean,
all the
everybody
foods and all that
always-
other stuff.
Everyone already knew that though, so she
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
need to
I don't
hide
see
that.
why. Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't see why like what she really gets out of like lying here about. Like I don't think she's bullshitting. I think what she's saying is honest and truthful. Because I mean everybody's gonna die anyway. Like if she's lying, everybody dies. If she's telling the
If
truth,
she's
everybody dies,
Yeah.
if she's lying, she's getting Chainsaw's help, which she obviously needs to take on the War Devil.
and then everybody dies.
Yeah,
When
that could be her
when
end
power.
goal. But
Yeah, but like
Yoru
either
might
way,
have the ability to stop her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
But
another
ultimately,
one.
I feel like what I feel like in this situation is that Little D's she's mentioning basically the Nostradamus prophecy as like a hey, here's this bit of information you need, so trust me. And then she uses that to immediately follow up into I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to save humanity while basically enlisting Denji's help and taking down Yoru to stop her from making everyone immortal. Um, which means that Yoru has some way to beat the Death Devil or Little D because Little D needs assistance to take down Yoru, or else she wouldn't be asking Denji for help.
you know what I just thought?
Hmm.
Actually, fuck both of them. I want to know what the fuck the Famine Devil wants. Like, what is her goal? She ain't did shit but fucking show up and cry. And like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I
There's
wanna
like
know more
there's a
about her,
feeling.
yeah.
There's a feeling in the back of my like mind now that you brought that up that like we're kind of supposed to be distracted by everything else we're talking about while
Yeah.
Fujimoto cooks up something with, you know, the frail, timid one in the background that we're not paying attention
Yeah.
to right now.
All this shit happening, and the Famine Devil is actually like Galactus or some shit. Like you were worried about people not dying. How about the whole planet just get fucking swallowed up? Like, bro, what?
Yo, wait a minute. Fuck.
Yoru, oh, hold on. Yoru wins, and then Fami joins to help her because if all humans are immortal, eventually they're going to get to a point where there's nothing left on Earth to eat as they continue to populate. And then Fami becomes stronger too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That is
I
a
guess-
wild theory out of nowhere, but that's
Hmm.
you know, my thing is still that Asa's going to win.
It's a sticky one
then-
still.
Yeah, and like
I like
the
how
Control Devil will probably revive at some point
Uh-oh.
because like it wasn't eaten.
yeah, at some point. Don't really know how
Yeah.
fast that works.
Bro,
I mean,
Chainsaw
it
Man
lasted
Part
what,
One
like
was saying
a couple of weeks to a month when Makima was killed fully.
I don't even think
So
it was that long.
I can
But,
give
like,
it.
that
I
shit
think it was a
happened
few
almost
weeks.
immediately.
Hmm.
Yeah, we ain't get like a timetable, but
yeah.
my
Yeah.
thought process was that it happened like 2 days later or some shit. Like Denji was barely. Well,
Something like
no,
that.
because he was still he was eating the body parts for a couple of days.
Yeah.
At
It's like
least.
there still would have had to have been like something that would have been able to kill her before reincarnating, because that's how you reincarnate on Earth with no memories. They have to die in hell.
Yeah, I think she just eventually gave up with the contract to like instead of just keep sacrificing people, she just accepted the death or whatever. But anyway, getting a little off topic with this chapter though. Denji, he's taking the wrong message from this as usual.
Yeah.
he thinks he's a chicken magnet.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, how do you come to that conclusion in a situation like this, bro? Your brain is so small and smooth, bro. Like, why is all of humanity resting on the shoulders of this fucking idiot, bro? Oh, did this nigga Yoshida really boom himself like that, bro? That's so crazy.
Yep.
Bro.
Why?
There's a fair chance it wasn't actually him.
My role is to be
But
a
I don't
switch,
know.
and then the switch.
I think it was definitely him.
Yeah, like nigga, like you don't have this like somber like line, dialogue exchange where he's like reminiscing on the good times of them being in school right before he blows up. If it wasn't his idea, I mean, it's not 100% chance, that it absolutely was his idea. Like this nigga can write anything, but still, like just everything leading up to the explosion made it seem like he knew it was going to happen, and he was on some like, I'll see you in the next life, buddy. Kapow.
I feel like that's too like heavy-handed. Like having a conversation about memories to prove who you are right before you do something off character, doesn't that feel like someone's dangling it like in front of your face?
A little bit, yeah.
I definitely feel like
yeah.
I definitely feel like this is something that he was probably ordered to do when like somebody's watching him. Like maybe I don't know if Yoshida dies, but Denji definitely doesn't. And like either way, this just seems like the kind of thing where like sort of like Yuta killing Yuji just to revive him or whatever, so that like the binding vow, is kept. This feels like something like that. Like Yoshida came here, and this probably won't kill Denji. I don't know if it'll kill Yoshida, but like it just doesn't seem. I don't know, and like I felt like this moment doesn't really hit too much for me either. When he's saying like, "Thanks, Denji. I had tons of fun going to school with you." And like we barely, we saw like 2 scenes of them at school, not many. It wasn't, we didn't see them in a food fight or like fucking Denji didn't ask Yoshida to copy his homework or anything. They bumped into each other a couple times, and he like used them as a chair and introduced them to Asa and shit like that. They weren't like really bonding and homeboying out and fucking having slumber parties and going to football games. So this whole like, thanks, Denji. I had a lot of fun going to school with you, bro. You barely talked to me. Like, you invited me for cake one time, and like you showed me a girl who didn't like me. So like,
it definitely feels like there might have been other, broy chummy moments that they might have had in school that just weren't shown in the series that could be being referenced by Yoshida in this moment. That might be giving a little bit too much to the situation, like narratively or whatever, to assume that. But
he says we got hassled by delinquents, and I don't remember that.
I didn't remember it either. That's what made me think like, oh, okay, so like they just didn't show all of their interactions in school. Huh?
He wasn't part 1?
No, hell no. It did. No, Yoshida was just like straight like, public safety, mercenary or whatever in part 1. He wasn't. Yeah. He wasn't like a high schooler. Right,
yeah.
But
our comment section gonna be boxing gloves for this one. You motherfuckers don't remember when he got hacked?
Not applicable is gonna cook the fuck out of us.
And then
stop reviewing this shit. Stop recording.
You don't like it.
And then it's revealed that I went back was the mastermind all along.
So I went back to chapter 103.
Yeah.
Which is when Yoshida meets up with Denji and he says, "Hey Denji, long time no see." So basically every interaction between these two, give or take, since the beginning of part 2 to now, we've seen basically.
I don't mean that
at
like,
least within school.
It's still possible stuff could have happened off screen, but I just don't feel like it. I don't think it has.
Yeah, I don't either, because Denji doesn't spend a lot of time in school after he's introduced to Asa.
Yeah. Even then, it's a very weird play for like not only Fujimoto but just any mangaka to just reference an event that didn't happen like on screen. Like, remember that time we got hassled? Like, bro, this is the main character. This isn't like 2 side characters having a conversation in the background. You're trying to remind us of a time that a moment that you had with the main character of the story, and like nobody remembers that.
Yeah.
Did the fucking after school hassling delinquent devil get eaten? Is that why I don't remember? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening here?
Just the way that like the chapter is kind of composed, like art wise. I don't know. I remember when Chainsaw Man Part 1 was going on and we were kind of like reviewing it back in the day on project manga, there were conversations that we had about how similar Fujimoto Tatsuki's like writing style was, or how like it was familiar to like someone like a Quentin Tarantino as far as like how dialogue kind of went down, where it seemed like they were, you know, talking about these like mundane and very normal, you know, conversations that seemingly went nowhere before shit kind of like goes left or whatever. And now that I'm like kind of like going back through this chapter, knowing what happens at the end, there is like this interesting, you know, way that the panels are kind of like composed as far as like angles chosen between like Denji and Yoshida. Like there's this concept inside of film called mise-en-scène, where it's just like basically all of the decisions that a director makes on what to include in the picture, like inside of the boundaries of like the camera lens or whatever, and like how that kind of decision making can go into the visual side of like how the story is like being told or whatever. And there's a lot of over on like film analysis YouTube and Twitter where they kind of like break down like how characters are positioned like in front of the camera and like what that could mean. It's been done to hell and back for a movie like Inglourious Bastards. Like specifically, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but I've just seen like a lot of critiques of like the opening scene with Hans Landa and that like French dude who was hiding the Jews, and then like later on with fucking Michael Fassbender's character, who was like some kind of like actor that was trying to like infiltrate or impersonate like a German like Nazi soldier, and how they kind of like figured out that he was on some bullshit in that scene or whatever. They were talking about how like the angles of the characters kind of or the positions of them in the camera kind of give, you know, kind of hints as to like who has the advantage in the argument, and who's in like positions where they're like hiding something, or like, you know, trying to who basically has like the upper hand in the deliberation is based on like who is higher up on the camera versus who's lower. So if you look at like page like 11 or something like that in this chapter, you see that Denji in the middle panel is like seated like lower than Yoshida, who's being shown like standing above him, and like what that can kind of you know, relay to the viewer or whatever. You can tell that Yoshida knows something that Denji doesn't, and that like it's being represented by their positions on screen. And like sure, Yoshida is standing up and Denji is sitting, but even in like situations where they're kind of like both sitting down, it's still kind of communicated in that way visually as well. So that's what makes it seem like Yoshida knows that this is going to happen and is setting it up, especially if you look like on page 11 where Denji's like, Yoshida, did you come here just to feed me? And then there's a whole panel dedicated, it's a relatively large one, to Yoshida kind of having like a smirk with no dialogue and you can't see his eyes. Like it's little like things like that that make me confident that Yoshida always knew that this bomb was going to go off. Just to tie back to the idea that maybe this is like happening unbeknownst to Yoshida or something like that. But like I think he always knew that it was gonna go boom. Yeah.
Another detail I just peeped. If you flip over to page 4, where it shows Yoshida outside the window, and then on the left-hand side you have Little D opening her eyes, and then Fami has her eyes open, and we know that the horsemen can all sense each other.
Okay, I had the thought too.
Yeah,
I was gonna. I think I know where you, because I was about to say the same shit. I think.
Wait a minute now.
yeah.
So
the question.
Keep cooking.
Okay, the question here is, was he turned into a weapon by Yoru, and that's why he explodes? That would make the most sense. Or has the control devil returned, and you know this is him being controlled?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this could either be Yoru's thing with like him blowing up, or it could be the bomb devil having like a trigger in his hand or something, and him being controlled and sent here by the control devil. Because they Fami like wakes up and the death devil opens her eyes. I was thinking maybe they sense another horseman in the area, or like another horseman's presence, or something like that. And Yoshida showing up, it's like, hey, you know, I'm back. And it would also make sense, this weird like dialogue that he has of, you know, talking about how much fun he's had in school. Like I guess, and if he were being controlled, it wouldn't really have to make sense to us, because like it isn't his true, you know, thoughts and you know, feelings or whatever. If he's being forced to come here and do this whole fucking spiel and blow himself up, like it just could be part of, you know, what he was being controlled to do. So I definitely was gonna say, yeah, I think control might be back in the picture, or this could be something like I was definitely thinking maybe he has like a bomb switch in his hand, like they handshake and it presses the detonator, and it's like bomb devil related. Boom. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm liking what
okay.
y'all are saying right now.
So my far-fetched theory here is that Nayuta didn't die. She did control Yoshida. She sent him in, and the bomb is a cover for Yoshida to run away with Denji.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
Well,
how do
I mean,
they shield
that the cover thing.
themselves? How do they shield themselves from this explosion then? Because isn't the explosion coming directly from Yoshida?
Kishibe
We would
finds a
assume,
way.
Or
but
is the
we
bomb going
also
off in a different location than where they are so that they can run off unscathed?
I would assume that even if the bomb was like immediate, that his octopus
Oh
tentacles could
yeah,
protect
we got
both
the
of them.
octopus. We got the. I completely forgot about the octopus. That's definitely a possibility
Only
then, I guess.
only thing about that is like unless this is a situation where somebody is listening, I don't really see it making sense for him to say all this stuff. Like this is gonna be the last time I see you, and then like he fakes their deaths together. Like we're gonna run
Wait,
I
away,
mean,
but this is the
doesn't that give?
you know what?
Fami or
Yeah,
Little D could be listening.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean if
guess.
you think like one of them is listening or someone's listening like his boss or something, and it makes sense. But otherwise it doesn't really make sense for him to come here and be like, yeah, I had so much fun. This is the last time we're gonna meet because like we're gonna die now, and then like actually they're running away.
What's the probability that the explosion wasn't actually Yoshida? But what if it was Reze making her return to the story?
Dog?
Look, I think we just need to drop that. I don't think she's coming back.
Never.
I don't think Powers
Never!
is back either,
So
but that
Julie
one's even
here.
more unfortunate.
He's this nigga weave. Never! She's here in the scene. You just can't see her.
So like I don't care if the Bob
But-
Devil never comes back, but I do think that it makes sense for her to show up at a point like this, especially if the movie is like about to come out or whatever. You know the motherfuckers they love lining shit up to
Yeah.
movie and anime, or manga and anime like that. That would make sense. Like, oh my god, the movie's out and it's about the Bomb Devil and the resurrection, the return of the Bomb Devil and the manga. Oh my god, blah, 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 blah. You know how they be doing.
Do we have? I just want to say,
Yep.
just
Also-
like just a tangent, real quick, because we've brought it up on the
Go
show like before. Like, do we have any examples? And I'm not just asking you guys; I'm asking the comment section as well. Do we have any examples of other series doing like the manga anime lineup situation? Because I know that Jujutsu Kaisen was the first one that I kind of like noticed it with, but then we got it in Gachiakuta, we got it in Dan Dan. We're kind of like seeing like a trend of that in the current like anime manga adaptation like landscape that we're in right now. I want to know if Jujutsu Kaisen was the first one to do that, or if we have examples of that happening beforehand. Let me know if you remember or have noticed that in anything else.
I
don't know.
No,
actually.
never mind.
I don't think
I was
so.
gonna say
Think of anything
maybe
right now.
Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Maybe Demon
Yeah,
Slayer.
but then again, but then again, almost every Demon Slayer arc is exactly the same thing anyway. So structure-wise,
Yeah,
anyway.
I can't really think of anything right now.
Yeah, but like specifically like in the idea of like, okay, the new episode comes out that focuses on this character, and then coincidentally in the manga chapter that came out that week, that character is like also the focus. Like shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm wondering if we see connections like that from anime to manga in series before Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
I need the comment section to point this out because I don't remember when the anime had Bakugo's big episode against Shigaraki in season 7 towards the latter half. Was that around the same time when we were getting Bakugo fighting All for One in the manga?
Yeah, shit like that. That's what I'm saying. Like we
Was that
seeing
around the
that
same
we seeing
time?
that a
I feel like
lot
that was around the
lately.
same time.
Yeah. Anyway, I just
Right,
wanted to
you
throw
would've
that
been
out there.
season.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, another thing I noticed in this chapter on page 10, it looks like an art issue, is Yoshida is like sitting on the chair, but the back of the chair is like in his body.
Oh
Like, he's
shit,
not standing
yo!
up, he stands
I
up on the
didn't-
next page.
Yo, I didn't even peep that.
It's like he drew him over the chair. and
Yeah.
not in
Oh
the chair.
shit!
Yeah, it's like a layering
What
thing.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like he
Yeah, he just,
forgot
like,
to put
cut-
Yoshida behind the chair in like the layering
Yeah.
process in Photoshop or some shit.
yeah. He just plopped him on top like a sticker.
That's
Has-
hilarious.
Anybody pointed that out?
That's funny as
I don't think
Like
hell.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
me.
anything.
Yeah, Yato.
Yeah,
that's
me.
that's big Yato.
All right.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck
You
is
find
going
out
on
it's
with
on
the chair?
purpose.
Yeah,
He's
what would
phasing through
Yeah,
the
the-
chair.
Yeah, it's not actually him. Yeah.
It's not actually Yoshida in the room right now for some reason.
Yeah.
Hologram
Yeah, other than
Yoshida.
that, I definitely since Traffy jumped in there too, it said what I was thinking and I was kind of about to say. I was definitely gonna leave with this might be tinfoil hat, but then Traffy started fucking rolling with it. I was like, okay, so maybe this whole control devil thing ain't too crazy. Maybe I'm not a lunatic. So people in the
No.
comments let us know because they might think we're collectively fucking stupid. But but who knows? Anyway, I did want to point out. I don't think any of y'all read it, but Yoshida's eyes on that last panel before he blows up. It reminds me of Shiba Terry and
Oh, I remember that.
kind of weird glossy eye kind of deal going on. If anybody in the comments read that, shout out to you, baby.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. This chapter went by very quick. It just felt like not to say like nothing happened, but it just felt like a lot. Yeah, it was a very quick chapter, and then it ended with like the boom, and I was like, damn, that's it. Like it's over.
That's what Fujimoto loves to do.
Yeah, power and Aki
You end
crumbs
it with
though.
an explosion.
We got the Aki and the power crumbs.
Also,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this like first page thing with like is this like were y'all thinking that Denji just like imagined this, or do you think that this actually happened? Because this, I mean, we didn't see these scenes in person. She didn't lift her shirt and say "beat War Devil for me," and we didn't see fucking STD girl sitting on the couch saying "bring down a dead." This is like
STD
instant,
girl
right?
is crazy. Also, hold on a minute, because why is Lil D's tummy not, you know what I'm saying? Where the hole at?
Yeah,
Where the hole
Yeah,
at?
he imagined the
Yeah.
whole thing.
It's
Yeah,
all
so
in
this
his
is-
mind?
this
The fucking meme.
Yeah, this yeah. He's fucking Shutter Islanding right now. Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
God
Don't smoke the
damn.
fucking cigarettes. Don't
Yeah.
eat the
Maybe.
pizza.
And like the fact that he has the I'm a chick magnet like panel like directly under that, like further feeding into the idea that this is all just like a Denji like, delusion. Because it's like, you're not a chick magnet, my
This is-
nigga.
Yeah, this was really weird because like I feel like even if you were Digi in this case, you wouldn't forget the chick had a massive fucking sliced out her stomach.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
This is weird. This feels like an art mistake on her part.
You think so?
Like, I feel like it. Yeah, because
I think-
she don't have no belly button, bro. She ain't got no stomach.
Yeah. Two
Like, how do you
chains.
fucking forget that?
Nah, her
Bro,
belly
ain't got
button
no
is there.
stomach.
Her.
Nah, man. Hold up.
Too much
Nah,
on Jonas.
Oh no!
Nah,
I'm
she
so
don't
mad
got
you
a belly
actually
button, man.
quoted the lyric too. That's funny as
Yeah,
fuck.
nah, man.
But nah, her belly
Got to.
button
I went
there.
back-
We got the circle.
No, man. I went back two chapters. She don't have a belly button. Like she
Oh,
don't actually
fuck.
because her shit's gone because she's got a big fucking slash down her
Oh,
stomach. She
shit.
doesn't have a. So like Denji just in his head he just gave her one. Like is he shaming? Death shaming. Like,
What the fuck?
can't do a chick with sliced out her stomach. He had to give her. He fucking fixed her with an edit. Come on now.
God damn it!
Anyway.
Death shaming is so stupid.
He was
That's
just staring at one spot. We all know that.
Oh shit! He
He was only staring at one
he
spot.
only got the box on mind.
Yeah, fuck Denji, man. Get out of here. Anyway.
Yeah, bring in the real protagonist, Kishibe.
Man, where is that nigga?
Kishibe and fucking
Kobeni?
Kobeni, bro. Like bring them motherfuckers back and have them, bruh.
You know what? I'm
Fuck
calling
yeah,
it
they're
right. I'm
retired.
calling it right now. Both them motherfuckers is gonna be in the next chapter. It's time.
I don't have to
It's time. It's time. We should have a fucking bet going on how soon we'll see the return of both of those characters and whoever's closest.
and if we'll actually get to see what Kobeni is contracted with.
Yeah, that could be a separate bet, but I
Somalia.
just want to see their faces again. Like they need to be reintroduced in the story. Whoever's farthest away from their initial idea of when they should come back has to do something funny, like shave their head or some shit.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
no
if
way
I
I'm doing that.
if I said like they are never coming back and one of them doesn't come back but the other one does that give me like a half point?
No, because
Yeah, you
it's
shave
because
one
it's
No, it has to be
it's they.
interrogation.
It's they, so it's all or nothing.
Ah,
Yeah,
Just like a college
Uh,
thesis paper,
big-
there is no partial credit.
Yeah.
I assume.
big chips only. Yeah. Yeah. So
hmm.
I don't know. It would be it would kind of like be. I feel like it would be in character for like the next chapter to start. Digi walking out of the rubble. Like, whoo, that guy was crazy, and then like the next person is there to sign him up for the next mission. It's like Kishibe. All right, Digi. Now that like you fucking out of bed, it's time to get loaded on the next mission. He's like, bro, I just got out of the hospital. Like I feel like Digi's life is constantly just someone showing up and telling him what to do right after like a tragedy or something. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't shock me if as soon as he stands up, like Kishibe is there, like, all right, here's your suit, here's your briefcase, here's read over it, get in the car, I'm gonna take you to the next mission, fucking brief yourself on what you need to do, don't ask questions, time is fucking of the essence, etc. whatever.
And Denji's just
Wouldn't
like,
shock
nigga,
me
can
if
I get a
it's like
fucking like beach mini arc in this series, my nigga? Like, when can I go to the beach like everybody else, bro? Like, let me get some fairy tale action going. Put me on the beach
Bruh.
before you give me the next goddamn mission, bro.
Yeah. Kishibe, where
You know
been?
what I
Like,
just found out?
type shit.
Oh, my bad. Chainsaw Man's on break this week, so we don't even get to find out.
No.
Fujimoto and your
Maybe.
cliffhangers.
They be doing that.
What the fuck?
Anyway,
They know.
I think I'm
They know they do that on purpose.
Yeah.
squeezed out for this one. You got anything else, Traffer?
Nah, I'm good.
What about you, Weber?
Boom goes the dynamite.
What about you, Noxer?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, we are all freshly squeezed out, baby. That was Chainsaw Man 213 roll. Now jumping into Centuria, chapter 65, Orthros the Reflector. And I think this was a fire chapter, but before really jumping into it, I just wanted to point out, I think last time when we were talking, we were kind of like wondering how the maid felt about seeing Arcos or whatever. And I thought, I don't remember if we said it, but maybe like we were thinking, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we were saying that like maybe she might not fuck with it and might be kind of pissed that Arcos's body is being used here, but she seems to not really. I mean, maybe she's a little bothered by it, but she doesn't like give off much. She doesn't like seem angry or have like animosity. So she's just reporting on what happened and telling the gang about like the night dude and fucking the bone woman defected and all that stuff. And she's just like, this isn't Arcos, but she doesn't, how dare you, use my friend or anything like that. So I was kind of surprised to see her not really react too crazily. But
yeah, I think she's
I guess
saving.
she's
Yeah,
just a
it
maid.
seems
It seems like she's saving
it's-
her like real reaction for like when they're kind of like outside of a very serious mission, so to speak, or whatever. Because like you could see that she has an issue with it. You know what I mean? It's not like she doesn't care at all, because like you wouldn't dedicate a giant panel on the top of 6 where she's like, this is not Master Arcos. Like a lot of times artists will like convey like emotion like this, like anger or malice, in just like very subtle facial expressions, you know what I mean? And then like there's like a drawing of like aura behind them, like some kind of like ominous like energy that like lets people know that, oh my god, this person is pissed, without them like explicitly stating it. And that's not really happening here, but I feel like her reaction to it is letting us know like she's gonna turn up about this later, even if it's not right now.
I guess there is
Yeah.
kind of
it
there is
seems
kind of a little wrinkle on her eyebrow too on that page.
Yeah.
it seems like
Mhm.
to me she's more upset that she's being bullshitted.
Yeah.
Because it's only that scene where she's angry, she's like, this is not Master Arcos, and then she seems perfectly fine. So it feels like that reaction is like, don't bullshit me, I know this isn't Arcos.
Yeah.
More so than I'm mad that you resuscitated Arcos or whatever.
Yeah. And
It
then
could also be. Oh, sorry, what?
no, go ahead, Weeb.
Oh no, what I was gonna say is that it could just be her suppressing her emotions because like she's like very like under the chain of command, He
That's
probably doesn't want
exactly
to
what
like
I was
risk
going to
anything
say.
in this moment.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. No, which is fine. It has something to say about like how, this not society that they're part of, but like just like this royal,
Hierarchy.
hierarchy, yeah, that like is set up like culturally to where it's like we're in the middle of a really big mission. You have higher ups that are like, giving you commands. Like you have Elstree right here, like now report Zira. How did it go? And it's like she kind of has to turn off like her emotions so that she can worry about the task at hand. Like she has a job to do at the end of the day. So like sentimental things like how much she cared about Arcos kind of has to take a back seat to the mission that she has to fulfill. So that's why like we only get her emotional state communicated through, subtle imagery in her, facial expressions and whatnot, and not like explicitly like we can't stop everything so that I can cuss you out about why you've reanimated my homeboy or whatever. Like we have to kind of, we're in the middle of a battle at the end of the day, and I have, debriefing to provide for the people that are above me on the hierarchy. So we kind of have to, let this rest for it, or table it, or chair it, or whatever for a second so that I can do my job type shit.
Yeah. She's also in a situation where
Yeah.
she probably like she might be stronger than one or two of these people individually, but she's not handling all of them at the same time.
Right.
So it's like
Right.
she can't just fucking Rambo out and fucking and go crazy. So
Yeah.
it's like just play it cool, act like I ain't too pissed,
Yeah.
fucking do my job, and like poison somebody's drink later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orthos, though, as a character, is super interesting and well set up
Yeah.
in this chapter.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into his powers and like what it means for the battle at hand, I have been talking about ever since his character was kind of shown, at least his sword rather, that I'm like, this reminds me of a certain real life historical sword that mattered and was a big deal at one point in time. And I couldn't remember what it was. And a lot of people have said, oh, it's this. I think someone said it was when I tweeted about it, they were like, it's a Zweihander, or, it's and then I think Kip had said like, oh, it's a sword catcher. And like, yeah, like because it has like the branches, it can catch a sword. It doesn't just like slide off the edge like other swords normally do. Like it's meant for, kind of disrupting the momentum of another fighter's sword play by running into the branches or the thorns or whatever. But that's not what I was talking about. It's like it's a specific sword. I found it. It's called the 7-branch sword. And if you want to Google it, you can see what that looks like. It's a Japanese sword, I think. I don't know. I have the wiki pulled up right now. But the 7-branch sword is a ceremonial sword believed to be a gift from the king of Baekje to a Yamato ruler. It is mentioned in the Nihon Shoki in the 52nd year of the reign of the semi-mythical Empress Jingu. It's a 74.9 centimeter long iron sword with 6 branch-like protrusions along the central blade. The original sword has been conserved since antiquity in the Isonokami Shrine in Nara Prefecture, Japan, and is not on public display. An inscription on the side of the blade is an important source for understanding the relationships between kingdoms of the Korean Peninsula and Japan in that period. So that's just like the first like paragraph that Wikipedia gives you. If you want to look into it, you can. But this is what that sword reminded me of. And then I'm actually like looking at the sword, like specifically on like page like 8 of this chapter or whatever. And there does seem to be 7 branches, if my math is right. Basic edition, not that hard. But yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I think it's definitely an inspiration, but it's not like a straight like
yeah, it's
thing,
not
'cause,
supposed to
like,
be that sword.
yeah, because
But-
like that one, the 7 branch one looks like a cactus,
Right.
like when in cartoons, they
Mhm.
like the cartoon cactuses,
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
for sure,
So, like,
but that was bugging
yeah.
the shit out of me, man. And now
Yeah,
I've
finally got
remembered. Finally got it. Absolutely. As far as his powers go, this is tight as fuck. But part of me wishes that his name and title would have been given to us before this chapter so that we could like speculate on like what was going on with him more before we actually got the exposition for how his gift works in the same chapter that we got the name, because that would have been fun. But yeah, this shit is tight as fuck though, man. He's basically God, a lot of characters do this in fiction, but I'm trying to remember the name of the nigga from, you remember the TV show Heroes?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I loved that
I've
show when I watched it.
Yeah, there's a character that basically had this ability in Heroes, and it worked like pretty much the same way. And like, I'm pretty sure Rachel Summers, or like one of the Summers
Peter
daughters.
Petrelli?
No, it's like wait, what?
Peter Petrelli from Heroes.
Oh yeah, Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shit. Thank you.
And I forgot the villain's name too.
Yeah.
But though then again, he got it by literally dissecting
Siler.
people.
His name,
Tyler.
yeah,
That was it.
Siler. Yeah.
God, I want to rewatch that show now.
It's buns. You don't need to. But anyway, so
It's fun. Season 1's good.
yeah. A couple seasons were really good, but then it went to dog shit. But anyway,
Mm.
yeah, a lot of characters can do this in fiction. This isn't anything new, but I think that the way that it's kind of presented in Centuria is really cool because it's all about like the dialogue like leading up to it that like generates the kind of like hype that it does, even though it's a very familiar power in superpower fiction. Just the way that Toru Kuramori kind of like gives it to us just creates this like really intense like hype like feeling for it. It's like imminent defeat, you said. I wonder about that. Gifts vary greatly in strength according to compatibility and circumstance. Orthos the Reflector possesses the ability to mirror the power of his enemies, a fearsome ability where its full potential is revealed when faced with multiple opponents at once. Liquidation, absolute defense, 100-fold strength. No matter how many enemies gather, their reflections must appear in the mirror. That's so fucking tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that goes
Yeah.
so fucking hard in the context of like what his ability actually is and how it operates that it just like makes it seem so much cooler than any other time that I've seen it in fiction, just because of, you know, if you take like the formalist approach to literary analysis or whatever, the specific decision making that an author kind of like makes when they're choosing dialogue and, you know, when they're choosing, you know, composition and whatnot to sell an idea. It's just a masterful example of that in this chapter of Centuria, in my opinion.
True.
So I got
Yeah,
two
true.
things to kind of add on to that.
Yeah.
First, just specifically in regards to how they're going to fight him, it really depends on exactly how that, you know, power works, because a mirror, you assume, requires a reflection basically. So do they have to be visible in order for him to copy their powers? So like if Julian threw up his smoke screen, does that cancel out him from using their abilities?
A good point.
That's
I think it
interesting.
would.
Yeah. So
It's is it a mirror or is it a direct copy?
So I think it's things that he's reflecting like what actually comes into contact with him. So it's kind of like the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card Magic Cylinder. Like it goes in one and comes out. Like it's the same. Like he's taking it in and then spitting it back out. I don't think it's actually like a mirror. Like he has to see the ability, but more so like the ability has to be used and like comes in contact with him. Maybe he takes damage, maybe he doesn't. But I think naturally, like saying that it's a mirror related power, you would go and say like, oh, what if you block his vision, and like it makes a lot of sense. But I think it's something coming into contact and it's reflecting what is done to him, not reflecting like vision.
yeah, and
Well,
another
no.
possibility of how the power might work, and I was trying to remember the character from X-Men that has a similar ability. I know that we mentioned Peter from Heroes, but I think I said Rachel Summers before, but it's actually Hope Summers. Has the ability to basically do the exact same thing, but it's proximity based. It's not vision based. So you just being close enough to this character can probably be, you know, the trigger for the mimicry. And if that's the case, then where they are positioned on the battlefield might not matter, but just like tying back to like the idea that it's about like a mirror and like what, you know, is what is shown in the mirror, like it has to be like a visual thing. It's like a line of sight thing. If we're tying it back to that, just, you know, theme wise, then I can definitely see it being like, oh, if we get behind him, he might lose the ability to copy my
Yeah.
power, which makes a lot more
Something
sense for
I
a story
also
like
was-
which makes a lot more sense for a story like Centuria that's based on, you know, the advantages and disadvantages that your powers have in relation to their caveats and whatnot. That could be a very good weakness to exploit eventually in this fight, is what I was trying to say. If it is like what
I think
Chaffee said.
I think it also makes sense if this is not like fully, reflecting isn't like actually correct about what he's doing, and it's just since Centuria exists in a time period where they are, so far away from, modern, science, they might just be calling it reflection because they don't know what it actually is, and so his ability might not be actually that. Like it could be something else, and they're just he just roll with it. Like they gave me the title, call me the reflector, but like I'm actually the fucking whoop-de-bam, I'm actually the guy who just sucks up everybody's abilities and uses them against them. It's not actually reflection, but
Yeah,
who am
that's
I
a good
to,
point
correct
too.
them?
Like
Yeah,
Rogue.
that's a good
Yeah.
point too. They could be leaning into the whole like mirror reflection aspect of it, just like on like a poetic level, for there to be like
Yeah.
like some kind of
It
like
just it
theater
just
to
sounds
it.
nice.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
it sounds cool, but like in reality, the actual application of the ability is something more akin to a a Hope Summers proximity based situation where like
Yeah.
you're
You know,
close enough to
like,
me so I can use your ability type shit.
and who is he? Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense to let people believe that too. Like, if why give away the actual truth about your ability if you can use people's misunderstandings to fucking beat them in a fight?
Yeah,
Like,
especially in a story
Yeah,
like this
true.
that like kind of like relies on like that area of the strategy. Like it's very akin to Jujutsu or Hunter x Hunter, like we've talked about
yeah,
before, where you kind of like don't want to reveal your hand entirely if you don't have to, because any small advantage, any margin of error can mean defeat in a story like
yeah,
this where the strategies are like that finely tuned. So
yeah. I can definitely see like
Centuria,
however they. I was gonna say I can see them like when if they do manage to beat him, like in the end somebody says like, oh wow, so I guess in the end he wasn't actually reflecting, he was doing something else. But go ahead.
Centuria is one of those interesting stories. Like its power system is both power scalable, but also not power scalable. Because like you'd look at Arcos throughout, or at least with the information in this recent arc, and you'd say he's at least what, like city level because he dropped the meteor basically. But he got beat by Julian because they were in the ocean. And we've never seen Julian do any kind of damage similar to like city level. And so a lot of what happens in this story is based off of experience and environment. And so even though someone may seem stronger outright, if they are in the wrong location fighting someone weaker than them, they still have the chance to lose.
right.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Another
It
thing
goes
that I
back to
was
that like part in the last Kagurabachi chapter that we got about like, overall technique versus like the edge that you have from like constant training that allows you to make better split second decisions and things like that or whatever. It's like it comes down to that in a story like Centuria as well.
yeah, true. Though
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
another thing that I was kind of thinking about with the reflector ability, what if it works similar to like a Mazo from DC Comics? While it copies their abilities, it could also copy their potential weaknesses. And
Yeah.
by doing that, having Lacrima's water-based abilities kind of would also be used to kind of compensate for the ability of Julian, where he would be basically he would have to die in order to heal. But with Lacrima's like water-like body, it can compensate and kind of restructure himself so that they won't have to deal with that repercussion. Still have like the strength, like the hundredfold strength, without having to heal from a death blow.
Yeah, so
And there could be
Well, I
in
some
mean,
other weakness to exploit.
yeah, I was just
I
about to
don't
say I
think
think
he
what
would
Traffy's
die
about to
from a
say.
death blow.
Yeah, so well, just okay, so a couple things in
Or
relation
he
to
would die.
yeah,
yeah, in relation to what Weeb is saying, a couple things. So one, it is a good point to bring up what Lacrima said. Then he must have copied my weakness too. If we destroy his heart, we can defeat him. And Toru Kuromori makes a point to show Orthos's heart after his
yeah,
body was cut in half to reveal the liquid power that he's kind of like copying here. Like he makes a point to show the exposed heart. So that's a good point too. So in that regard, he might have a lot of weaknesses to kind of exploit, because if he's copying the powers, then he's probably copying the weaknesses too. That's one thing that we can think about. But then also there could be an overarching weakness to his actual ability separate from the weaknesses of the abilities that he's copying. So there might be multiple ways to beat this guy, which would be a really interesting thing to explore from Toru Kuromori. But then also
Yeah.
yeah, also I don't think that when it comes to copying Julius's power or Julian's power, I don't think he gets the revival aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Because
what I
no,
was trying to say.
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's why
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
that's why I said I think Traffy's gonna say the same thing that I'm going to say here, because it's like, yeah, you get the hundredfold strength, but the revival resurrection like aspect of Julian's power seems to be a separate aspect of what he can do that's tied directly to the number of lives that were sacrificed to give him the power in the first place. So
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a thing too.
Makes-
unless he does copy the souls, and they're like, "Hey, you're not Julian," and they start beating his ass from the inside.
Dude, that would be fucking insane
Hilarious.
if
That'd be
that.
like all that'd be like all the people inside All for One like attacking him when he fucking when Shigaraki took whatchamacallit Squirt, the hero girl, I forget her name. Stars and
yeah.
Stars
Stripes,
and Stripes.
Yeah,
and it just starts
Yeah.
like attacking her from the inside. That would be kind of lit.
yeah.
I was thinking like he's not like picking and choosing though. So like, you know, we know that Lucas has, you know, multiple things. So does he have, can he turn into a centaur? Can he fucking do a spear too? Like he's got the shield, but like is what he does based on what he sees? We need to know a little more about this reflection ability.
Yeah.
Because right now he's just got Lucas's shield and like you said, he's got Julius's strength, but can he survive underwater forever? Can he, you know,
it's a big
can
deal if like it's all 100% gift. Like if Orthos's gift can just scan the people in his immediate vicinity and know all of the gifts that they possess and thus tap into them whenever he needs to, then that's a lot crazier than you have to show me the ability first before I can copy it. That's information that we absolutely need.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like if he's just gonna summon a tidal wave, that's a big deal. Like,
But another thing, you know, we've talked about Orthros a lot, but we didn't talk about Sir Veselka the Obliviator.
Yeah.
Who we also learned about his powers, and he seems like he's going to be a super scary enemy.
Yeah.
I just want to say that name reminded me of fucking what was it, fucking Trog the Burninator or whatever.
Oh, Trogdor from Homestar Runner. Burninator. Yo, the Obliviator, dude. Trogdor mention in 2025 just gave me goosebumps, bro. Holy shit, what a crazy nostalgia wave.
We back.
We
No,
back.
this is crazy. I'm definitely interested in this Veselka guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to like find the page where they even talk about that nigga.
3.
Oh, it's 3. All right, thank you. Yeah, because this is a really
part
big
about
deal as a
that-
power too. Yeah.
He was able to seal Orthros's sense of self. So can he just do that to anybody?
There has to be like certain
Maybe.
conditions in place, like you know, like
There has to be.
if you remember,
'Cause,
like,
like,
yeah, go ahead, Weeb.
I know. I was gonna say because maybe part of since there might be a condition if they said that Orthros kind of like gave it up of his own free will. Let
I was
the
just
guy,
about
like,
to
steal
say
away.
that. Yeah. Which reminded me a lot of like Kuma from One Piece, just off the top of my head. I was like, oh shit, Kuma type beat.
And then,
But then, yeah, that line of dialogue specifically makes it seem like this has to be like a willing thing. Like you have to, you know, and if it's not, maybe that can expedite the process if the target is willing. But then if the target is not willing, then like multiple conditions have to be met in order to do something as strong as just like turn your ego off. Okay, what? Like if I just look at you and seal your sense of self and you work for me now, that's extremely broken. It reminds me of like Hunter x Hunter again, where fucking Zeno and Silva are fighting Crollo in the York New City arc, and they're kind of trying to like analyze the skill hunter ability. And it's like, okay, so like you can just copy people's abilities. That's way too broken. I would assume that you'd have to clear 4 or 5 huge conditions in order to do an ability like that. And Crollo was like, yeah, you're spot on, actually, because my shit is broken as fuck. That's exactly how it works. So I can definitely see them breaking that down later in the storytelling. It's like, yeah.
I was just tinfoiling for a minute, but I think I debunked myself. But like I was just thinking, like, what if Sir Veselka is the fucking like cape hood or whatever? Because on that page, there's no like picture of a face. There's no face. There's just like a fucking set of armor. And I was like, what if just like somebody wears it and then that makes it so that they lose their sense of ego or something? But like Arcos or Altus and fucking Reflector are both wearing different like designs here, so I don't think that's really the case. But still, it's interesting that like there's no face.
But also, look at the fucking like gemstone or whatever on the forehead of the cowl or mask helmet thing that Orthos is wearing. That could be a part of the ability of Veselko or whatever the fuck that nigga's name is, where it's like the conditions are all, you know, relative to that mind stone, vision mind stone, or whatever that he like
I think-
puts on the forehead of the character.
I think there's something definitely there because if you look at the last page of last chapter, like you can see, like if you look at the last page of last chapter and then you look at the first page of this chapter and then you look at like a couple of different pages, like you can see that there's a different like degree of like degradation on that helmet. Like there's you know there's like decay and at the top, like near that gem, like certain parts of it are like eroded or peeling off, and it looks more like a skull. And
Oh
you know,
shit.
like so something.
So
something
maybe
is
over
happening there.
time, yo, maybe over time, maybe everything is tied to the gemstone on the forehead, but the longer you wear it, the more it like degrades the helmet that you're wearing or something like that, or it degrades the gemstone to a certain degree, and then once it's all of its efficacy is kind of like used up, then like the gemstone shatters and you get your ego back, and that could be like a caveat to a broken ass ability like this. And like maybe he
be,
just like
like a
comes back.
mask.
Yeah, he gets his ego back like after a while, and it's just like, yo, wait, I'm good guy Jones again. I don't want to fight y'all.
Yeah, kind of like the Majin Vegeta type deal. Like he just
Yeah.
slaps the fucking M on his forehead, and now he's a whole different nigga.
Yeah.
Oh. So chapter 29, the first page, you can see Valeska.
Vasoka? Oh yeah, he's there.
Vaselka, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
word?
he's just a
Chapter
Doulahan.
what?
Okay. 29.
Chapter 29.
There.
He's just a headless dude chilling.
Oh yeah, there he is.
So I feel like that still doesn't really take away. Like he could be, you know, maybe it's just like a one-time use. Like maybe somebody wears him and then like they go crazy and then like he just, you know, goes back to being a fucking mannequin or something. I don't know.
I feel like he's got like an area of effect thing going on. I feel like he's not actually invisible, but his power, he projects his image of himself as like, you know, just his armor.
Wait, which one was it? Shit. There was one guy that remember the king was like, "Yo, make my face visible again." Who was
Yeah,
that? I'm trying
yeah.
to find it.
But that was like a black shroud. It wasn't like invisibility.
True, but like he
Yeah.
might got different versions
True.
of this
Yeah.
distortion bullshit.
Yeah, I could see that.
I do want to point out that I gotta say it. I was not happy that water powers got used again, nigga.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Like, it's just like, bro, we just had Altus, we got fucking Lacrima, and now
Yeah.
this motherfucker.
It was
got
the pump
fucking
fake though.
liquidation.
He pump faked your shit though, because it's just because Lacrima happens to be there, not because it's his actual power.
Yeah, but still, please get away from water, yo. Please, somebody.
It's like JoJo's with every villain having to manipulate time or
Or,
space.
yeah. Every like bad guy, like every final villain in JoJo's is like time powers or like some kind of cousin of Dio or something. Like, please get away from it, dog. Please, I beg.
Yeah.
Get away from water, yo. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'm just feeling like maybe, you know, with the way this dude is being built up, it seems like an impossible situation for them to win. So it kind of feels like something. I don't want to say plot holy, but like it feels like somebody has to show up to help them.
Nah, because
or
we
something.
They're
already
gonna
have
outsmart him.
Yeah, exactly. We already have the pieces in place for an outsmarting like situation here, because like one, you have Lucas, who's just super intuitive, who's like, judging from his title, he's like a mirror. Maybe he can copy your gift like a reflection, and then that's like immediately confirmed by Elstree. So I think that that's like a breadcrumb or like a foreshadowing point to where, you know, somebody, maybe Lucas by himself or some kind of combination of all three of them, since we have like multiple minds working together here in this strategy. I think they're going to figure out a proper you know, counter to this character.
Oh, I found it. It's chapter 46. The king, he does tell Vaselka to remove the obfuscation. So that's Vaselka's ability.
Oh yeah, he's making himself look invisible.
Yo,
Yeah.
he says Vaselka's name?
Yeah, Vaselka, and remove the obfuscation you cast on me. Yes, my lord.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we about to get a true character design reveal from this nigga eventually, and he's gonna look crazy as fuck.
But on this one, he looks like he kind of has a round, like, juggernaut helmet. Like he
What
has a head.
what chapter?
46.
Otis.
Yeah, he's got like a juggernaut
Oh
head
yeah,
on.
I see it.
Oh, wait.
Okay, no, this isn't armor. This isn't just armor. He actually has a head, but it's underneath, kind
No.
of like kind of like the Akatsuki robe. His helmet is like
No, I
under
think
the
that's
collar.
I think that is the collar. It's just at a weird angle there.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh my god, yeah.
It's the collar.
Yeah, it is the collar, and it only looks like the Juggernaut helmet because of the angle that you see it. That includes like everything. Like, God, how do I say this? Yes,
Look
but
at
no,
Perspective.
yeah, it's a
Look at-
it's a
Are
perspective
you
thing. Yeah,
you're looking at
46.
15?
Yeah, 46, page 15. Yeah,
15. It looks round,
it's an optical illusion, Yato.
man.
Yeah, it's like those things where like like as you slowly turn it, it shows like a concave version of it, but then as you like keep turning the camera, it shows like a whatever the opposite of concave is.
Fucking wacky House of Mirrors.
What the
bullshit.
fuck?
Get out of here.
Concave
I got you.
versus convex. Yeah. It's like a concave versus convex thing.
It'll be much easier to tell if you're looking at it side by side, so I'm sending it.
Yeah.
Because like you can see where the pieces are
Yep.
if you're looking at it side by side.
Yes, look at that in the chat, Yato.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, like, it still feels like this could just be his head sunken in. Like, I was definitely on board with like it being a headless horseman thing, but I feel like
Yeah.
it could be his head sunk in. I don't know. I need to see him talk.
Right. Yeah. God.
But I
damn.
mean, he's got the fucking obfuscation ability, so like
Yeah.
maybe he's hiding his head.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's cool because all we can do, like, I mean, it's not really all we can do, but the easy theory for that is because he's able to manipulate minds and perceptions. That's why he's invisible. But like when you're first reading through Centuria, your initial thoughts is, oh, this guy's gift is invisibility.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's so much more broken than that.
Right.
Yeah. So he's removing. He can like hide things and just remove your ego and fucking all that stuff. Like just turn you into
Controlling your senses.
mindless fight bot. Yes, yeah, perceptions. Shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
Golly gee willikers.
Yeah, these night niggas kind of strong, man.
Yeah, man. They're
Yeah.
doing a really good job of selling the threat of the Supreme Lord's Royal Guard, I will say that.
Yeah.
They had to have hired these Black Knights after the witches beat the king because, like,
Yeah, what could the witches have done if these niggas were present? Like, I
Yeah.
want to go back to like a couple chapters ago when they talk about how the witches almost folded the king and see if like you can see any of the royal guard anywhere in the scene because
Oh no, they were not.
they were not there. Yeah, I think you're spot on then, Traffy.
yeah.
But I just want to say that Toru Kuramori is doing a really good job with this antagonist group because of like how little information he's giving us about them and how he's slowly sprinkling it in over time. It does so much more for not just the hype, but just like the selling of the threat to like leave pieces missing from the overall picture before the characters are actually like spotlighted on in conflicts. Because like now that we're finally getting Orthos, it kind of makes us look back at characters like Veselko, like we just did for the last like 5-6 minutes of this conversation, where it's like, dude, what can this nigga really do? And the fact that the approach to giving us the information about them is structured in this way versus like this is Orthos, this is his ability, this is Veselko, this is his ability, and like going down the line of characters and just like telling us what they can do one by one, like other authors have kind of like done in the past. Like, sure, us just knowing their abilities outright can still be scary, but the approach of like slowly sprinkling them in over time as they're relevant in the story hits so much harder for me.
Yeah, Veselka is about to be the Kisu of Centuria.
Oh god.
He gonna be like, "Speak not," and then, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Nothing. You're stuck like
Words.
Chuck then.
Just stab yourself in the throat. That's it.
Ay.
What chapter was it where we got all those witches again? That was.
Oh, I just looked at it. It was like 60 or something.
Okay, yeah, I'm on 60 now. I want to see something. Okay, because I went and found the prophecy page. It was chapter 13. There's a knight there, but he's not. This knight isn't present in the chapter 29 page. Okay, so they're also not in the witch spread. So there is a knight that is going to be present who has a different helmet model than all the ones that we've seen so far that has not shown up. But he doesn't. He's
Yeah.
not one of the 4 or 5 with the king, but he's also not with the witches. But he's with Diane in the future in the prophecy. So I don't know. Yeah.
God, there's so much stuff they can do with this story.
Yeah.
and we keep getting water powers. Get out of water, damn it!
Hey, we got
much
firepower too.
Yeah, we got all types of shit going on in this arc, bro. We've seen like 19 different abilities that are all so cool. So you can't
I don't
just
wanna
be
see-
like,
I don't wanna
"Ooh,
see
I
water."
saw liquid illustration. I'm pissed again." Like, nigga.
Get
Got
away
him
from
sitting
water.
there like, this guy's controlling the directions of his spikes with water. This fire chick is creating fire with water. Why is
Yeah.
it all water?
You're heating up the water to make fire. Yo. Get away from the water, man.
My ability
give
is
me
called
something.
boiling point. Once the water reaches a certain temperature, it becomes the flames of sin.
Yeah, I'm gonna find what's his name, Kuramori. If I see another water character, yeah, like it's gonna be me and.
It's
Buddy
gonna get
Ass.
to a point where a character's just gonna start crying and Yatsu's gonna get triggered. Like, water! Ah!
Yeah, because those tears are gonna move someone to make a decision. You know? It's like water fucking doing it again, bro.
God damn it.
It's like I get it. We needed to live, but damn, give it a break, bro. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, good chapter. It was
Great
it was fire.
chapter.
Yeah, just can't wait to see what the fuck I thought they were getting away from this dude. I had forgot like he even existed until like last week, and then like we're having to fight this guy. So there's no breaks. They don't just get to fucking flee and go to the next town. I'm ready to see what happens after this, but like I guess we gotta box dude up. I guess
Yeah.
it don't really make sense for some third party to show up and save them because in this arc, Julian met Lucas and Lacrima joined the crew. So it's like we already gained 2 new allies that we didn't have at the start of this arc. It wouldn't make sense for a third new ally. So
Yeah. And I
We
love
still
how
have that general
I love how
from like
Toru
from like 2 chapters ago.
Yeah, I love how Toru Kuramori kind of did the thing that I was hoping that he would do when we got the cliffhanger at the end of last chapter, where he kind of went back in time to show us that very start of the fight. So that we can get like everything and not like skip over or off screen like really important moments in this conflict, because as you can see, like all of the characters are pretty clean in this chapter, whereas at the end of the last chapter, like Julius had already taken damage or whatever, and obviously Lucas had his shield out at the end of last chapter, but he doesn't have it out in this chapter. So we have kind of gone back in time to show the beginning of the fight, which I appreciate. But also just the character of Orthos is just like really cool for a series like Centuria, and especially inside of the antagonistic force. Like the writing that he got is just like, dude, he was so kind and gentle that he couldn't even harm an insect, but his ability was so broken that the king was like, no, we absolutely need to use you. And so it automatically makes me curious as to like what circumstances kind of went down that would lead someone who was just not basically a pacifist to the highest degree, suddenly foregoing their ego and sacrificing it, to be a pawn or, a weapon, for the supreme leader. Like what kind of relationship does Orthos have with the king that would lead him to make a decision like that for his character? You know what I mean? Like I'm immediately just like need that information more than like a lot of other information in the story, just because of how out there and different of a characterization that is for a story like Centuria than anything that we've seen before up until this point in the story.
Yeah, Centuria put such a focus on the antagonist group's loyalty to the king, and
Yeah.
everything we've seen of the king has been honorable. So it almost seems like they're not an antagonistic group, or a villainous group, I guess you would say,
Yeah.
because they are justifiably concerned about the life of their king, who they respect.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I need to
yeah.
know like what's so wrong about or bad about the king and his constituents or his subordinates rather, that like make them have to be defeated entirely like by the protagonist group. Because like if it's not like if the morality situation isn't, you know, good versus evil, then that makes it a lot more interesting that it's just like an ideological clash that puts these people against each other for one reason or another. Because like Elstrie's methods are, you know, arguably not evil either. Like if she genuinely believes that, you know, the prophecy will come true and like people will get hurt because of Diane, then like it kind of makes sense to a certain degree that she would want to snuff that threat out. You know what I mean? But obviously the protagonist can't allow that to happen because they care for Diane. So it's like they have to fight. You know what I mean? But that's what I love about, you know.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I think like as a whole, the king, his side, all his knights, the witches, or let's exclude the witches for the moment. His knights and the kings, I think they are the good guys in this story because Diane has a literal demon inside of her.
Right.
So
yeah,
typically you'd associate that with the bad. And maybe, you know, this demon wants to overthrow the kingdom to take over the world or something. And the king doesn't know that, but realizes that because of the prophecy, his life is at risk, and so do all of his people. So we might just be following the villains per se of the story.
Right. But like, you know, and then
That's
they'll
possible.
sprinkle in characters like Arcos that are just like complete sociopaths that want to do nothing but just like torture people and hurt them and whatnot. But the overarching like motivations of, you know, the party that Arcos belongs to aren't inherently evil or whatever. You know what I mean? So like the morality situation is just like really interesting to think about in a story like Centuria, because it's like it's one of those situations where they're like legitimately like aren't really any bad guys, and it's just people that like have certain goals that they'll do anything to accomplish that happen to conflict with the goals of other characters that are on opposing sides of either conflict. So that's what I like about that's what I like about Centuria, is that it doesn't seem like it's a good versus evil kind of thing. And I think that those are just like the best stories. They end up being the best stories for me.
Yeah, good chapter.
Great chapter.
Good stuff. I think I'm squeezed out. You got anything else for this one, Knox?
No, I'm good.
What about you, Weber?
I'm all good.
Traffy?
I just want to throw this out real quick. What if it's like a time loop and the king is Julian?
What?
What if it's a time loop and the king is Julian? Because you know the king kind of looks like Julian, and like as the story progresses, Julian ends up realizing the threat that Diane has become, and then it becomes a loop of this internal story between Julian and Diane.
This nigga Traffy single-handedly keeping the tinfoil business profitable, because what the fuck?
You right.
What the fuck is going on right now? But no, I see what you're saying, and that's actually a really cool thought. But no.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, you gotta empty the chamber. You'll put it all on the table. So yeah, if it happens, you'll be able to say that you called it. So hey,
episode 37, mark it.
Yep. All right, so that's going to do it for Centuria chapter 65, Orthros. Oh yeah, it's Orthros. There's another R in there. Knox, you were saying Orthos or something. Orthos. Orthros the Reflector. Now jumping into Gachiakuta chapter 148, Connection. Who hasn't started? Knox, you wanna take this one?
Sure. Yeah, this is a great follow-up chapter to the previous one, because we were kind of like talking last review about us needing a lot more context in regards to, you know, to Lily's relationship with Countess, and, you know, Countess's relationship to Mimo. Can't remember exactly where that conversation started or where it was going off the top of my head from the last review, but ultimately we thought that it would be pretty important to get a chapter exactly like this following up a chapter like that. So I'm glad that Kairana delivered on that, because this chapter in a lot of ways is just really good for the characters involved, and the art style decision for this flashback is something that I feel like separates Gachiakuta from a lot of other series, especially like in the more contemporary battle shonen landscape, where we're able to kind of use, you know, drastically different art styles to convey completely different things emotionally. And I feel like Kei Arana, you know, is kind of at the forefront of artistic decision making like that when it comes to what we're talking about currently. Like, this isn't the first time that we've seen a very different art style compared to kind of like the base art style that Gachiakuta uses, you know, from one chapter or another to work towards this effect. Like I remember back in the Amo chapters in the beginning of the series, there was a very out there and different art style used for those chapters as well. And I remember like rage moments with Rudo kind of being used in like really wild scribbly art style that was completely different than the base style as well. So Keiron, this is just Keiron's bag, and she's really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
so this style kind of reminds me of Peach Momoko a bit.
Yeah, no, it really does.
Okay.
Good spot. That's good.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that. I was gonna say, I don't know if any of you have read it, but Made in Abyss also has this same kind of art style.
That's
The
right.
manga.
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Where it's kind of like, you know, watercolors are used, but it's monochromatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like just stuff like the eyeballs, like the way the eyes are drawn on like 7 with the tears coming out. Like it looks like it's melting through the page and shit. Like
Right.
this is very, very Made in Abyss style too. And
Yeah.
like you said, the watercolors, like it looks like just a lot of this, like they turned the pencil to the side and just started shading,
Type shit.
fucking running it across the page or whatever. This is dope. This is
Mhm.
I definitely don't think you see this type of shit in manga often. Like
Right.
it's a completely different art style. Compare like looking at page 1 and then look at page, you know, like fucking 7. It's a completely different style, and it's dope.
Right. And I love how
True.
this necklace that Gountess gets is a part of the Watchmen series, and it's like, god damn, bro. Like once we get the full fit, like who's gonna wear the full fit, bro? Someone, it's got to be Rudo, obviously, right?
It's good.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
But like that's just crazy to think about. They put so much emphasis on each individual article of clothing that makes up this outfit, and it's like, dude, we're gonna get a flashback of like Grandpa Sherbreck just drip the fuck out in this fit, bro. And it's about to be like aura that we've never seen before in this medium, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah, nigga just fucking coat, boots, gloves, got a chain. He had a book. Like that nigga fucking
The
what else he got?
jacket,
Fucking-
glasses, jacket,
fucking-
shirt. Call me glasses, jacket, and
Bruh.
shirt, man.
Yeah. Fucking what was his name? Super Hot Fire.
Yeah, super hot fire reference, funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But bro, and there's got to be a hat too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got to have like a fucking like Undertaker hat, yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait, I think that was his name. I think that was actually his name, Sherbreck the Undertaker.
Oh
I
shit!
think. Hold up, let me see. I'm pretty sure that was his name.
Yeah.
Sherbreck the Undertaker. Pretty sure.
What
that
an
was his
epithet if
thing.
that is it.
Continue to cite. Yep, he was known as the Undertaker and the original owner of all the Watchmen series, ancestor of the protagonist Ruda. Yep.
Yes, bro. I need that lore, bro. I need to see the full fit, bro. Imagine
He's got to have a hat.
imagine that nigga in
It's gonna be a
combat.
fedora.
Imagine that nigga in combat with the full fit on, bro. Like, are you serious, nigga? Like, we have to eventually see a fight with that nigga using all of the abilities of the whole outfit. Do you understand how insane that's going to look after like 300 chapters of Gachiakuta whenever we finally get that, and like all of the abilities that we've seen up to that point just meaning nothing in comparison to full fit, dripped out Grandpa Sherbreck in combat, bro? That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, that nigga was the Jesus Christ of the trash battlefield. Yeah.
I feel like that's
So
gonna be
the-
shitting on
skills-
like Sukuna at full power.
Yeah.
The question about that is, are the powers determined by the user or not? Because like, is Sherbreck's, you know, when he's wearing the gloves,
Is it
do they have
3R?
the same powers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you try to put them all together, and then you know you have like the necklace and the boots. Is he like turning trash into weapons while communicating with you through the choker and making you sniff his feet? For
Well, the
vision?
choker,
like,
the choker thing is actually Gountess's ability.
Yeah.
I
don't think we know what the
that he's
necklace
wearing-
does at all yet.
Yeah, it's just keeping him calm or whatever. In this case, the necklace is from him, but not the chokers.
Yeah, and it
I
kind
assume
of
that was his treasure, though.
yeah.
It was a treasure that was like given to him, and I think that
Well,
probably
so
doesn't count.
I think he treasures it, and that's why that's his weapon.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Because he
maybe.
creates chokers, and it's a necklace.
Yeah. That makes
Okay.
sense, actually.
Okay, I can
But
see it. Maybe he put it like in the first choker or something. Like maybe it's like fucking. Oh well, it looks like he's still wearing. He's wearing on page 1. You can see he's wearing a
Yeah,
necklace.
I
yeah,
think that is his choker, and it's how he connects to the other ones.
outside of like what the abilities are specifically of the Watchmen series components, is how they all seem to have this connecting feature that allows them to quell some kind of pain or anguish that the wearer is experiencing before they receive the item. So like for example, like Rudo's hands were constantly aching in an unbearable way before Regto gave him the gloves, and then the gloves, outside of the ability that they actually grant Rudo, a side effect of them was that it reduces the pain in his hands. And it's very similar with this necklace that's given to Gauntes, where he's literally just pain is all of his existence. Like all he can do is feel pain until he gets the necklace. And then he even makes a comment like, yeah, touching this kind of like distracts me from that, and I'm like not constantly in pain because I'm in contact with this necklace. So it makes me think about what kind of agony a character like Zodal is kind of experiencing before he puts that jacket on. You know what I mean? Like these are all things that I feel like will eventually be touched on in Gachiakuta, but that seems to be like a common denominator inside of the Watchmen series, is that it kind of alleviates some kind of strain on the wearer in one way or another. So I'm excited to see. And the boots, Amo has the boots too, and I don't remember.
Yeah, I went back and
Yeah.
found it.
I don't
I'm looking at
remember.
it.
I don't remember what kind of pain that Amo was experiencing before she puts the boots on. But I'm assuming because they're Watchmen series garments, that there was something that she was feeling that she no longer had to feel by wearing the boots, which is
Yeah.
just really cool.
In chapter 42, she's holding him and she says, "When Amo holds these shoes, her heart feels full."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, when you got the full fit on, it must feel like you ate a limitless pill or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
the fucking immortal mushroom and fucking Mario.
yeah, it's like how Gojo felt after he learned reverse curse technique, and he's just high as fuck floating in the clouds like, I am that nigga! Like like you
That
popped a
actually
molly.
makes me want to. That makes me want to ask y'all a question, because we have the page where it says, it won't be kind to just anyone. To those who are fulfilled, it acts as a poison. To those who are empty, it brings peace. To its master, it offers a choice.
Yeah.
What is that choice it offers?
Yeah, no, on God. That the dialogue in this chapter is fucking insane. Like that's a really good one to spotlight. My favorite one is in the narration where I thought my heart froze, or I thought my frozen heart would disappear into the void without ever thawing. But unfortunately, I had to find out that when it connects with someone, even a heart like mine can start to feel warmth. That's real
Great
penmanship! That's real
Right?
fucking writing right there, bro. Kei Arana is deep in the bag this chapter.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Rana was killing it.
Yeah.
I think the choice for the whole like to its master, it offers a choice. I think that is like to destroy everything, or to like be a merciful God. You know, like
yeah.
do I wipe out everyone, or do I like just take this power and fucking everyone gets to live another day because I decided it.
Yeah.
Non God. Which is
I
why
still
like
subscribe-
sorry, Weed, to cut you off or whatever,
course.
but I couldn't help but remember when Folo borrowed Rudo's gloves, and like the effect that kind of had on him, and like what does that have to say about Folo's character, if like a character like Rudo, who clearly needed the gloves because of what he was kind of like going through psychologically or whatever that made him need the gloves in the first place, and why him putting them on, you know, to those who are empty it brings peace, but like to those who are fulfilled it acts like a poison. And we were talking about like, you know, and obviously it's only because this chapter came out that we're using the poison in the conversation to begin with, but like we were back then when Folo put on the gloves, it like kind of like poisoned his mind to a certain degree, right? Because we were talking about like how like that was affecting like his mental state in the argument in the previous arc where, you know, Rudo was on that solo mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like to those who are fulfilled, it acts as a poison. How does that relate to Folo? Because Folo is like the one example we have of someone who should not be wearing a Watchmen series item, putting it on and it having an adverse effect. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
it's a bit
So
of I think it's a bit of like the telephone game going on where like because they were saying like only people who are crazy can like wear these. So Rudo can wear them because he's fucking not sane, I guess. But like Folo is normal and it was fucking with his mind. But I don't think he felt fulfilled, or maybe it was
that's
a
what I'm
case where
saying is
like
like there was clearly like a potential in Folo that wasn't being achieved. Like there was something lacking inside of him that was preventing him from becoming a giver in the first place. You know what I mean? So like what about him was already fulfilled to the degree that putting on a Watchmen series item had a negative effect rather than a positive one.
maybe it was
I
just that he
think
didn't realize it. Like it's a situation where it's like you're good, man, but he's just not like satisfied personally. But the object can tell that like you got a good life, man.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's a
Folo
good
has
point. I like the
had
way you said that.
essentially Folo has had essentially a good and normal life and upbringing, and he has a dream that he wanted to achieve by that point, but it was in progress. So he wasn't necessarily empty.
Right.
The emptiness is a completely separate feeling because if someone's unable to achieve their dream, you're gonna feel some type of way about that. Whereas if you're empty, it's just kind of like, eh,
Yeah.
whatever, you
Yeah.
know.
Well said. Yeah, I think that's the answer to my question then.
Yeah, I was flipping through trying to see if there was anything said about Zoto and his holding what how he feels when he holds it, but I can't find anything right now, so I'm gonna just table it for next time.
That's coming later. We're getting the Zodal stuff later, I would assume. I think we
It's
still
so
yeah.
crazy how far we've come from, Rudo being dropped down and claiming to want to kill all of the Spherites. And it's like going back to the sphere is the central focus of the story, but it is not focused on. Like everything they do is in support of getting to the sphere,
Yeah.
but it's so well written that that's not the initial thought.
That
Each
yeah.
arc is its own story.
That's because it's kind of taking a backseat to the found family trope. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
his initial motivations are still there, but because Rudo has this newfound family and he's finding out more about himself and like what his new goals are now that he's kind of adopted this role as a cleaner inside of the found family, that's going to be in the forefront. Whereas his initial motivation is going to have to kind of take a backseat to that for a little bit because
Something
it's like
else.
because it's
so
it's a
cool.
coming of age story too at the same time. So yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing, I noticed. I'm just flipping through old chapters, and on chapter 81, after the Trash Beast arc, Zoto gives. I remember this, but I just didn't look at it until now. But Zoto gives Bondus a figurine, a Canish Undertaker Canish Sherbrek figurine, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been looking for this for a long time." So it's like there's collectibles, but in this figurine, he's holding like a shovel. So I think he's either got a shovel weapon or he fucking like turned it, to a weapon with like his 3R gloves or whatever when he had it originally. But just pointed
Oh.
out, I can't tell. I can't tell if he has a hat. Maybe it's hard to see, but it's on chapter 81. But you can clearly see a shovel in his hand.
So he's a digger.
Uh, uh,
Or you said chapter 83?
81.
81.
hard
Sorry.
R on the digger is crazy.
Oh no, a digger. He's a digger.
Where my digger's at?
Yo,
Oh shit.
that's
Yeah, and that's
crazy.
why we gotta remind you to turn off the fucking
Restricted.
restricted. Yeah, make sure your restricted mode is turned off so you can see the podcast. But yeah, no, this we got away from the chapter though to talk about art and other things like Sherbrek, but like this was a good chapter for Countess and emotional. It's nice to see how he got to know this Lily girl, and it wasn't just like fucking high school sweethearts. What up, baby? Like what's them digits type shit. He brought her into his life, and he started to feel better about his situation because at first he was down and it was like, man, my life sucks. When am I gonna die? And then it was like, wow, this girl, she's been abandoned and like she's getting fucking beat up and she's starving and like her family doesn't fucking care. It's like there's people that's got it worse than me out there. So it's like
Right.
he kind of like took care of this girl, looked out for her, and
Yeah.
they became besties. I don't know if they, you know, ended up dating at some point, but
It's
like
giving like it's giving like bro and little sister, and I just like think that there's
Yeah.
something so wholesome about like, oh, when am I gonna die? But then this woman came in and showed me how to live. Oh, like type shit. Type shit. So it's like, yeah, just really good heartstring pulling action from Arana this week.
It's like, how can I bitch about my life sucking when you got like your fucking eyes punched out? Like,
Yeah.
I can't be complaining and moping over here. Like, I just gotta tough it up and be strong for this kid who's got it way worse than me. Like, at least I'm not getting my ass kicked.
You're right. At least I don't have like fucking bright red contusions on my forehead and shit. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
at least
look
I
at
got a fucking house,
look at the art,
roof
like
over my head.
look at the art in her right eye on page 11. Like, you can see all the veins and shit, like all the blood vessels like bursted in her shit, bro. Like, that's really
Yeah, and
good
above
detail.
that, what are those? Like, it looks like somebody took a lighter to her forehead or something. Like, what's going on?
Right,
yo?
they were really torturing this girl, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I got food, I got a roof over my head, I got grandparents, and she's just happy to find a fucking chair to sit in.
Yeah, but I mean, like at the same time, it's like before he got the necklace, like his existence was literally just pain. Like he said all I had to eat for dinner was pain or some shit. Like what did he say? Like that's like
yeah. My body had no future. All it had for nourishment was pain.
Like my nigga was going to sleep for dinner like his whole life. Like this nigga was eating air sandwiches with no bread. So it's like he's in the trenches himself, but like just seeing another character that like kind of had really shitty circumstances, but for something that was coming like externally, like parental abuse, is just like something for him to connect and relate to in a way that he never had before. So he's like, oh shit, other people are going through like really painful existences alongside me and they still find a way to wake up in the morning and smile. So I kind of gotta, you know, try to do my best too, type shit.
I do wonder though, like how much of this might have been manipulated by some like outside force, kind of like a Kenjaku situation, because a lot of people who are coming into contact with these Watchmen series items were in situations where like they probably had a family or something, and then you know their family was murdered or they were like abandoned. Or,
it's
like,
just
they have
Tansy
some,
in
like, kind of
disguise
birth
every
defect.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, because like I mean, with dude here, they said like he was born with a weak heart, and then his parents they died to a disease. It's like his life sucked. He had a weak heart, and then like every day he was in pain. And then someone comes and they're like, "Hey, bro, here's this thing. You know, hold this Undertaker item." And they're like, you know, Rudo he loses his family, and before he gets the gloves, his hands are just constantly just fucking pain. Like I can't even imagine like hand pain. But like the nigga's just in hand pain forever until he gets these gloves. It's just like everyone's going through something, and then the item comes along to them. Like how did the gloves not end up at the neighbor's house? Like what the fuck? Like how did these people come into contact? It feels like this is being like some strings are being pulled to get these items to the people that need to get them.
Yeah,
There's some fate shit going on.
Yeah, hand pain is not fun, man. Like a little like personal you know, side story or whatever. I got stabbed in my fucking hand one time, like just in like the top of my hand with a fucking like steak knife. Yeah, and like throughout the healing process, like I've never experienced like the pain of like my hand throughout every nerve in it. Like even though I was only stabbed in like one small spot, like the scar is like not that big in relation to the rest of my hand, but like I could barely even like close my fingers a little bit without throbbing, excruciating pain shooting through every square inch of my entire hand. So it's like that shit, having to like live with that every day until you put the gloves on. Like, bro, I probably would have balcony dived after a while, bro. Like, fuck that shit, dude. That shit was so ass, dog.
Nigga, agony faps, yeah.
Oh god.
I'm like, bro, why do I feel it in the tip of my pinky, bro? Like, dude, this shit, it's like down, like the wound is like down by the base of the hand near the wrist, but like I could feel that shit in like my pinky nail, bro. That shit was ass.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
These niggas all going through some pain, yeah, but
Yeah.
nothing the little family can't help. And a
True,
couple of
true.
cursed objects from a dead Undertaker nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also sucks because I couldn't fap for weeks. But yeah, anyway, so.
See? Priorities. Truth comes out. I can see to the soul, yo. I know what people really want.
Get out of my head, man! Anyway.
Ah!
Leave me alone.
Had to give myself strangers for a couple weeks. Anyway, so
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, the art was busting in this chapter. The writing was busting. Kaorana is just constantly showing us what separates her from the rest of the competition. Gachiakuta, throughout its run, it started as something that felt so chaotic and didn't have an identity, and like had a really good idea to it, but kind of like felt like it was still trying to figure out what it was trying to do, until about halfway through the total number of chapters that we have right now, we find out like, oh, this is actually a story that was meticulously crafted from start to finish, that has a lot of foreshadowing and a lot of like, you know, dots connecting everything that's ever happened. And there was just like such a fucking divine, grandiose vision from the start that, you know, just surprised the shit out of me to realize after a while. And ever since then, Gachiakuta, with every new chapter, has slowly but surely risen the ranks in my rankings for, you know, my favorite series that I'm following currently, especially on a weekly level.
I do wonder though, because in this universe there is like, you know, we know that the objects, the jinki, the whatever they're called, divine tools and shit. I forget instruments, whatever they call it. But there's also like the power source, the anima, and like that rarely gets mentioned or touched on. I wonder if there's ever like going to be like a time when the series kind of like shifts to where they talk about it a lot more, because like
Yeah.
some stories talk about it a lot, like you got your cursed energy, your chakras, your nin, but like this story, it introduced the concept of like anima and said like it's the lifeblood of like the items or whatever, but then like they don't talk about it. I think it got mentioned like twice, and so I wonder if there's ever going to be a point like where we like a new character comes and like anima just becomes like a fucking common household word in this series, or if like it's not really going to be touched on and it's just going to be like the objects.
I'm just waiting for fucking
I think it's more
Kaorana
like-
to finally come out with some kind of interview that confirms that her fucking inspiration for vital instruments and this power system goes back to fucking panpsychism. I think I brought it up in the last review or whatever, but like ever since making that connection, I'm just like, bro, that has to be what it is, and I just need like a confirmation that she's just like a Gustav Venture fan, or you know, fucking Galen Strawson or something. I just need her to name drop somebody inside of the panpsychist like philosopher space so I can feel vindicated in that way, because I genuinely haven't seen anybody draw that connection. I think you said you saw somebody tweet about it or something like last week, and I was like, huh? No, this was my thing. No.
So I think the power system and Gachiakuta would probably be a bit closer to like Bleach, where the Ryatsu is the spiritual energy, but it's not used necessarily as a weapon. It's used to like power the weapons.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, I
So I
zoned
don't
out for a
really-
second. Could you say that again?
I did.
So
because
I
was
think
looking
the
at tweet.
I think the anima would be more closely related to like Ryatsu from Bleach, where it's the power behind the power system.
Oh, right.
So no one's really like utilizing it, but it's what powers their individual instrument.
Yeah, so sort of like the relationship between like Hatsu in Hunter x Hunter and just like the base level like shared, anyone can practice this nen abilities like Gyo and Ken and Ryu and Shu and shit like that. Yeah.
Or soul resonance in terms of bringing out the true power of the weapon.
Yeah, so are we gonna ever like see an application of anima that doesn't have to do with vital instruments specifically? Like, can you just like use like anima energy to like reinforce your physical state in some kind of way to just like give you like super strength or super speed, or you know, super healing or something like that? And then you also get a vital instrument like Hatsu or whatever that is like unique to you.
I would love to see that 100%. Then when we inevitably get like a flashback as to how the world ended up the way it is. We'll probably get like more in depth into what anime is, how it was like this, how well it was unlocked and stuff like that in front of into people, why it's only on the ground,
Yeah, because
and
that
now we
could
have trash beasts and
that,
vital instruments. That's
yeah.
going to be a big thing.
That could be a really tight conflict to get later where an enemy like doesn't have a vital instrument and isn't using like, a unique ability of any kind, but he's like dancing on niggas with unique instruments just because of like how well he's trained his like base level anima manipulation. That would be a really cool enemy to get.
We get a nigga just popping 5-hour anima drinks. Yeah.
Or there's somebody,
well-
or maybe Rudo finds his own like a mirror image, someone that does almost the same as him. Instead of just turning anything into a vital instrument, you can use anybody else's vital instruments.
Yeah.
I said that, but now that I actually think about it, in Bleach you have the Quincy's who have they utilize the Ryatsu for a lot of their powers and their strength. So
right.
yeah, it could be something like that.
Or you could get a character who's just like a fucking malignant narcissist who loves himself so much that he is his own vital instrument.
Yeah, crazy.
And then
that'd be kind of nuts.
Yo. He's
He's
like,
just
bro, I
like-
don't gotta
he's
touch
just
nothing.
overly-
Fuck all these other objects, nigga. It's big me. Nigga, watch this.
Yeah.
He's just overly like buff and beautiful. He's just the kind of nigga that just rips his shirt open and puffs his chest out with his arms flowing in the wind. Like, I'm just the greatest thing ever, and his power is just fucking being amazing.
Yo.
Yeah.
I love me
That's
so
still-
much that I'm a weapon. Yeah.
That'd be so gas.
That does.
That's
feel like
that's
that's
the
gotta
exact
be
opposite of
possible.
Rudo, if we're being real. Like that is like the true foil to Rudo on like on an ability like level, because Rudo finds the value in any other thing besides himself, and then that nigga only sees the value in himself. That'd be a crazy ideological clash to get between Rudo and someone else.
I think it's definitely possible because you have Rudo who, while it's not confirmed and we haven't seen it yet, we saw Corvus's reaction to Rudo touching Folo and then Folo, getting his instrument.
Right.
So it's under the idea that he can turn people into weapons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it seems like it is a possibility.
Yeah.
We finna get a weapon, nigga. Yeah.
Episode 37 of Shonen Pulse. Mark it.
Lots of big theories coming out of this one.
Yeah. Mine are better.
My body is a
mine.
weapon.
My body is a weapon. Here's my fucking... Yeah, and then like each body part just has like its own like named attack. Like, oh no. Why did my mind go there?
Oh no.
I'm not gonna say it, but you already know what it is. 10-gallon wiener attack is real.
Holy shit.
Oh,
All
jeez.
right.
I ended up saying it
okay.
anyway. Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
Turn off that restricted.
Alright.
Turn off that restricted mode, by the way.
Yeah. Don't have no kids around when you listen, because like this ain't good fucking for the kids. Yeah. Yeah,
Nox is not rated PG-13.
Meat murder. I could see the superimposed fucking attack name over the art. Like,
meat murder is crazy.
oh.
All right. Let's bring it on in. I think that does it. You got anything else for this one, Nox?
I do, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm good.
Anything from you, Trapper?
Nah, I'm good.
Weeb.
I'm all good.
All right, that's gonna do it. We all squeezed out. This is Gachiakuta 148 Connection. Now jumping into Ichi the Witch 49th hunts a glass of water, and it looks like I want to say we were right. Pretty sure we said like maybe dude might be like a henchman or a messenger of World Hater, and turns out that he was sent here with a message from oh Lord in, I don't know where he resides, not heaven because he's on the planet terrorizing, but Lord and Master the World Hater. He says don't fuck around because you will find out, and he sent the fucking staff of erasure. So
Yeah,
dude's
who
here.
said that this nigga was related to World Hater last episode?
I think
I
that
don't
was
know.
Weeb.
Yeah, I think it was
Yep.
Weeb too. Good call, man.
Yep.
Weeb getting
Very
points?
good
Okay.
call.
Weeb's
And
like, I don't know, but I'm taking credit.
that fucking that Kinemon meme from Wano in One Piece.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weeb didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny as hell. But it makes me wonder like what could be the catalyzing like impetus to this nigga's like motivations to pull it, because obviously he like makes a tie to like, oh, Ichi the Witch coming in is like the start of a new era. And obviously, you know, World Hater has beef with the Mantonel Witches Association and wants to put a stop to their progress in any way that they can or whatever. But like this dude specifically, like what could lead you know, a character like this to following World Hater in the first place? And I think that Yato had made a comment, or somebody had made a comment after the idea that this nigga could be working for World Hater last review. Somebody had made a connection to, or had brought up the idea that he could be like jealous that men don't have power in this world. And so that's why, like, as a man, he's on some like fuck the Mantonel Witches Association thing, and then the World Hater like also happens to hate the Mantonel Witches Association, so it's like, yeah, I'll follow this dude because he's gonna put a stop to, you know, this matriarchy or whatever that kind of like runs society, as a jealous dude who can't use no magic. And then now that Ichi the Witch has kind of come in and shown that men can wield magic power, not only is that the start of a new era, but that also kind of, you know, goes into his potential motivation of like, oh, okay, so this nigga gets to do it, but I can't. No, now we really gotta shut this shit down now, because, you know, Ichi's existence is just further, you know, kind of firing this nigga up in his motivations. So it's like, yeah.
Somebody need to hit him with the, as a man, why are you hating on a bunch of women and a little boy?
Right.
Shut his shit down, yo. But I just this Jiki Shirone stuff, this was very interesting. It just kind of goes back to like the last chapter where like we were talking about how I guess it's not correct to call her that now with this chapter, but the prophecy magic last chapter, she was, you know, we were talking about how she responded to money gold or whatever, talking about we're equals and stuff like that. And it seems like she's kind of putting on a tough act. Like she kind of wants like to be friends, but I feel like she feels like she shouldn't show that or something. And now we know that inside her magic circle, which is where magics go, like inside Ichi's Pokeball or whatever, we have the person, her host, the girl is still alive, and seems that she cares about her. I thought like I mean I guess everybody thought, you know, that I'm pretty sure they said that she like died and then the magic took over her body or something, or maybe she was like in a coma and the magic took her body or something. But interesting to know that Jiki Shirone, the actual human, still exists and is alive and fucking having a good time, just in there, just living and fucking reading books and playing with butterflies and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, you threatened the girl inside, and now it's time to turn up. You can't, you know, how dare you hurt my human? Don't think of going after Jiki, you scum. So it's
Yeah.
real
You
interesting.
know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
know
I
what
have
this
an
made
idea
me
of how
think
this
of?
goes. Go ahead.
So what I immediately thought of when I read that is the idea of human magic fusions. So like instead of just using the magic as a power, they fuse with the magic. So like Ichi fusing with Ororo, and then now all of a sudden he is amplification. Like he himself is amplified.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Though,
that. That'd be tight as fuck.
yeah.
Whereas
The
And
instead of
then
one thing I do
instead
want.
of me shooting an Uroro
Oh!
attack, suddenly I'm just wearing
Oh!
Uroro. Nigga, what?
What's the
So no, sorry, that just made me really excited because the idea of that is like the interchangeable transformations. So like as Ichi fuses with the different magics he captures, his uniform changes to
Yeah.
reflect that.
Yeah, it's like fucking
And I
like
was
Kingdom
trying to-
Hearts.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Something-
That'd be really cool though.
That'd be dope.
Something I'm thinking about with Jiki Shirone and the prophecy magic, like I do see it, the potential, like Jiki Shirone was dying, but like maybe she had like maybe she did actually end up having like a bit of like a friendship with like the prophecy magic, and like she suffered an accident in order to keep like her spirit in this world and to kind of keep her happy. She managed to like do something that by possessing the Jigishironi's body, the girl's soul is like in her magic circle to kind of like live like however she wants, like we saw, while Jigishironi is doing her own thing.
I found
And
it.
that, yeah, that's something that I do kind of I could potentially see happening.
It does
That's my
say
most
that
likely answer.
in chapter 20, it says she was previously in a coma for a decade, but then one day she woke up. Not only that, it was like she'd become a whole different person, finding humans who, for whatever reason, are unable to move, forcing them to acquire it, then possessing their bodies for itself. That body may be Jiki Shirone's, but the one who's talking to us is the prophecy magic. So
I just want to say that you niggas are a little bit too good at finding like previous chapters that tie directly to the current chapters that we're discussing. Like, you guys find that shit fast as fuck. How the fuck y'all doing that shit? Is that just like off top?
General
Like,
idea
I
of
think it's
where it
about
is.
right here. You niggas are
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that's
Because
pretty much it.
you guys do that so well from segment to segment that I'm like, bro, how? I would have no way of just like in 30 seconds having the exact chapter number to reference back to you. Like, that's that's so impressive to me. Sorry.
That gets much harder the longer the series goes on. So,
Right.
like, if you ask me to do that with One Piece, there ain't no way.
Damn.
It's like the way I looked at it was like, I know Jiki Shirone was introduced before Bakugami because she told the prophecy that like you're gonna get a new ally. So I was just like went before that arc, like right before it, and then flipped like two chapters and found it.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
You guys are so on point with that. But my question is like, okay, so this is a dude for sure, right? The waiter?
Yeah.
So like
Straight human.
is he like wielding a magic item? Because I'm pretty sure we got writing that said that like dudes can't even use magic items. And we
I
have,
would
like,
assume he's a magic himself.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
Okay.
I was thinking he was human, and this is just an exception because it's World Hater's weapon or whatever.
He does talk about
Maybe.
like
But he, like-
specifically too. He's like, bro, fuck these humans, bro. They make me sick. So
that's
Yeah,
a different
and
race.
like he teleports the staff
not human.
in.
yeah.
He's not human or magic.
Yeah, he's like, if only all of humanity would die, that'd be nice. You know, they're irredeemable as a species, so it's like, it's either he's not a human or he is a human that's just like,
Disassociating himself from humanity.
My thought was like he was like a doom cult nigga who was just like, I'm human, but like fuck this world. If it blows up, I'm happy because I don't have to suffer and live another day on this wretched planet with these filthy humans.
What's the
could be
word
a two.
for just like hating humanity, like generally, like just for other people to like hate humans? There's like a word for that.
I forgot.
Misanthropy. He's misanthropic. Hold on, misanthropy.
Misanthrope.
Yeah, deep distrust or dislike of humanity.
Yeah. Like it's either that's going on or he's actually a magic.
Yeah, I was thinking that's what it was. Like he just hates humans. So like if
Yeah.
everyone died, including himself, he'd be happy.
Yeah, damn.
But it's like, but he don't want to like kill them himself because you know it's like I don't want to die. I don't want to risk myself and die. Because then I know that you other humans, will still be alive. I want everyone to go.
But if he's a human and he's a dude, then like, what is allowing him access to like magic manipulation?
Omega Dick powers, yeah. World Hater.
No, because World Hater is operating off of magic too.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
World Hater could just be that big of a meat man, yeah.
I don't think the World Hater magic would work with a human. Like there may be some humans that like worship him,
and are good
but
for information.
I don't think he would like lend
yeah.
the staff out to them.
Right.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, this nigga gotta be a magic, because like Bakugami looks like a person too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have threw World Hater the meanest blowgies, yo. So it's like,
Bro,
God damn.
you was yelling at me in the Gachiakuta segment about it. Just for you to go next segment and get on the same type of time. Anyway.
Can I tell y'all how surprised I was that it was Discaris who showed up? Like as he was talking, I felt like he was exerting like bloodlust, and I could have sworn Ichi was gonna show up like, hey, what's going on with you? So I flipped
Yeah.
the page and it's Discaris, and I was like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
on top of this shit already.
I mean, with the Nishizaki team has to give us, shit like that for a character like Discaris, because she's basically Gojo in this universe. So if anyone's gonna fucking run up on him, it should be her. Especially,
Plus-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, they kind of made it a point that the Scaris like wasn't really around in the chapters in the ballroom after the introduction. Like it was implied that she either like just straight up disappeared, like left, or that we were just like not being shown her interacting with others. So that made her the most likely person to like notice this type of stuff if she just wasn't in the hall in the first place.
Yeah, and on
She's
like
in the-
on a bloodlust level, like I can kind of see that like in the art too. Like there's like a screen tone like pattern effect kind of like behind the
Yeah.
waiter dude on like 13 that like could be the signifier that yeah, he's letting out a little bit too much hatred, and other capable magic wielding characters could potentially pick up on that, and it makes sense that it would be Discaris. Plus it's like you can't give everything to Ichi. You know what I mean? In a story like this, like giving it to Discaris makes a lot of sense here. As far as
Yeah, I don't disagree with it.
yeah,
I'm just saying I was surprised by it.
right,
Yeah, the queen must have her moments.
right,
Yeah, this is good. Outside of big battle in the field with very obvious monsters, it's cool to see some smaller scale stuff like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
She was Discaris was in the last chapter though. When Jiki Shirone went to the party and she was talking to the waiters, she did like the picture frame with her hands, and she had Ichi and Discaris in the frame, and the dude was like, "Yeah, it's a crazy time" or whatever. So she was there, but like
Okay.
afterwards, yeah, we go and like Jiki Shirone goes and talks to Marigold and Toge Ice and Shirobadana, and then after that, like,
gold.
yeah, Money Gold. I guess like maybe she followed, like she followed Jika Shirone just in case. Maybe she had a hunch like something weird is gonna happen or whatever. Or maybe she had a question like, hey, you getting the new prophecies or something, and just happened to see this dude walk out of like Jika Shirone's like mirror to her room or whatever, and was like, yo, what's up with this guy? He's kind of spicy looking. He don't look right. No waiter should be coming out of there. You should be at the party, fuck nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, don't seem too shook. Like I ain't.
I was
saying
gonna
he
say
gonna,
that
like,
too.
dance.
Yeah.
I don't think he finna, really do shit for real. But like he spit out some blood, and he not looking shook up. And
Yeah,
scared.
he looked like he
blocked.
about to lock in.
Yeah, like he got like caught off guard, but he still blocked the fucking the pierce through Al Lazud or whatever.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
nice.
spit
True,
out
but
some
that is
blood.
true, but that seemingly looks like maybe it could be a copy or it could be the real thing. I think it's World Hater's staff. So it's very
but saying
possible
like
that that's the most durable thing that it took
right.
most of the hits.
But the
Right.
fact that he was able to turn around fast enough to block Discaris, the like strongest witch, and like
Right.
the weapon that she used is fucking
It's it's tiny and pointy. The hit box is tiny as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like you telling me you could like turn around with a broomstick and block a nigga trying to stab you? No, bro.
Yeah, this nigga's nice. This nigga is nice, actually. I can't wait for the next chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if like right after knocking him back, she'll do that like that owl thing to try and like get the guy to answer her questions, like if he's a magic or if he's actually human. If so, if he is a magic, what's his trial or conditions to be acquired and stuff like that.
I think you're spot on. That's got to be the first question that she would want to ask, because it's like, how are you as a man using magic? Unless you are a magic. Yeah, that's definitely what she's about to do next chapter. Ongolica or whatever, Ongloka or whatever the fuck that shit's called.
Something like that. I think that would kind of make it too easy. So I feel like he would have to be a human that has some like access, because like if she can question him and find out what his trial is and beat him, then like he doesn't get to go back home to World Hater and be like, yeah, so I relayed the message or whatever. Like if he just dies here, then he doesn't. Nothing goes forward with his plan.
I mean, he could always create a
Yeah, like,
distraction that allows him to bounce too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, look, my thing could also be like maybe the World Hater staff like gives like a bit of a boost to him, like he gave permission to kind of give an external boost, so he's not technically using the power. It's kind of being like used as a type of like blessing from World Hater if he is human. It could be something like that.
Yeah, take my hater staff.
Yeah.
You my hooker now.
You my hooker now. Go
Who's
to
been All I know is that World Hater is is not as big of a hater as Lex Luthor or the Reverse Flash.
Oh my god, or Doom.
Oh,
Let's give him some
Doom.
time, man. Let's give him some time.
Yeah,
He might
true,
move up the
true,
ranks
true.
in the hater category. But yeah, those are all big hater names. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yo,
yeah. I don't,
Donnie.
yeah, the world hater is
Yeah, Thrawn is
not
fucked
finna
up.
go
Holy
back in
crap.
time, and he not gonna go back in time and fap his pants in front of his girlfriend.
Fap
So
his pants, bro. What the
yeah,
fuck?
he's not gonna do
I'll go
that.
back in time, make sure like the main character never had his best friend in the first place. Would be like all lonely growing up and have no one around him.
Yeah, go back in time and fucking hide all the spoons when he's trying to eat cereal. Yeah.
Or adopt him as a kid and then fuck up his life afterwards.
Yeah, adopt him as a
Bro, I
kid.
went
Ants and
back
all
in
the fucking
time and
food.
jerked you off at supersonic speed so you could do that. That's such a
Oh, Jesus.
stupid meme, bro.
Yeah. I don't think World Hater's gonna do that, but like he might go and just turn like
Just
his
the way you
girlfriend
said
into
fapped his pants, like it's like crapped his pants. It's just sending me, bro. Insane wordplay.
Yeah. Got you. But, yeah, nah, Discard, she finna dance, man. But it'd be
Yeah.
nice if she sweats a little bit, but she probably won't. She too bad.
Not against a jobber like this nigga, bro. This motherfucker's serving drinks at a fucking cocktail party, bro. If Descaro's got to struggle against a nigga like this, then that's like that's aura death to me.
It was a disguise.
True.
He's just here. He
Very
here for
true.
the mission, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I do wonder though, like if that like what is it called? Like Called God, I think was the name. If that would even
Yeah.
work if he's excuse me, if that would even work if he's a human, like if it like grabs him, if she's like reveal yourself and it just doesn't work. It's like, sorry, Discuss, I can't because he's a human. It's
But
just
either
like,
way, that
fuck
answers the
me.
question. That's good information. So,
Yeah.
like, whether
Yeah.
it's a magic and she can use the full range of Golconda's ability or not, it's still really useful information for Discaris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ichi the Witch. Yeah, now I want to make sure. I think it is Golconda. Yeah, Golconda.
Yeah.
Is a magic acquired by Discaris. Huge dark mass that gets more slim and the farther its face is. Yeah, the owl thing.
Fukuro.
So, yeah, next chapter will be interesting. This one was good, but I think I'm spent on this. You got anything else, Weeb?
No, I'm good.
What about you, Nox?
I'm also good.
What about you, Travis?
I'm good.
All right, that's going to do it for Ichi the Witch, 49th Hunt. Let us know if we forgot anything, because I feel like we did go kind of quick on this one, but, you be the judge. 49th Hunt, baby, a glass of water. Now jumping into Otr of the Flame, Chapter 17, The Wicked Horn. Weeb, you want to take this one? What's thoughts?
Well, looks like Odor is island level apparently now.
Bro, all of this city level, island level shit, like, this shit pisses me the fuck off, bro. I hate power scaling conversations so much. In the fucking Centuria segment, in the Centuria segment when Traffy brought up that shit, I was just like, oh my god, I'm about to mute and close my eyes.
Like the
Look, I wasn't even talking about like actually power scaling.
I know, but just like the trauma of that community. Just like, dude, if you guys could have seen how hard my eyes rolled, I looked like the fucking Undertaker. Anyway.
So yeah, like we see like one of the applications of Honor's sword, and honestly really, really cool, concentrating the flame into the blade to cut shit like to that massive degree. Apparently now the wicked horn like now knows the location of the tomb after everything that he's done with the distractions and like the invisible knives that cut everybody up without them noticing. It was a quick chapter. It was fun.
Yeah. I like how and we made the comment before about how like each horn of this like Ice King's like army or whatever, there's like a really good variety of the types of character that we're kind of getting inside of this villain force or whatever. You have Cerulde, who is just like obviously like textbook honorable warrior, and then you have, you know, the other like girl looking one that came in afterwards that was on some like fuck everybody type shit, accomplish the goal no matter what means, no matter what means you choose, even if they're underhanded. And then you have this guy, you know, whose strategy is, you know, all about invisibility and tricks, and he's like a trickster, you know what I mean? He's like a Loki, like almost, where, you know, he isn't very confident, he isn't very like, you know, forthcoming. He's very hidden, very like clandestine in his approach to fighting, and his character is just like so far away from the other characters that we've kind of seen on the villain side of things so far. So there's just like a really good like diversity and variety of the kinds of enemies that we're encountering in Otr, and I think that that's a really good decision, really good idea in the
Yeah,
story.
I like the focus on spell casting as well,
Yeah,
because it adds something to the story similar to like Kagurabachi, where you have the enchanted blades, but then you also have sorcery.
yeah,
So it has people being special, but they're not the strongest because they're special. There are ways for other people to catch up to them and assist or fight against them.
yeah, to kind of like close that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good too. And another thing that I wanted to comment on, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about it before, I don't see why we wouldn't have, but I remember like having an issue with the idea that Otr was kind of, you know, this Renaissance man kind of character that's just going to gain all of these different spirits and just like be like Deku basically, with like 19 different, you know, abilities inside of him that he can access at like any time. And that's what I was worried about once we got the Iron Spirit situation, because he did imbue his fighting style with the Iron Spirit towards the end of the last arc fighting Serold. And I was like, no, why give it to Otr and not like the weapon forger chick? But then it looks like that Iron Spirit did actually stay back and stay with that girl character or whatever that looks like fucking Winry from Full Metal Alchemist design wise. I can't remember her name, but yeah, like you stayed back with her and it just kind of like took like a little bit of the Iron Spirit and sent it off with Otr in the form of this sword that was crafted using the Iron Spirit. And I think that that was a really good decision too, because that kind of worried me a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool, and it's better in my opinion than bringing the spirit and having it be like fucking Oda being the avatar. This is
Yeah, the
cool.
Avatar, that was a better
Yeah.
comparison. Yeah,
Yeah, and her name was Sindra. It was on page 16. I had forgotten it too.
Syndra. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, good chapter. We got to see a lot of powers being used, like Trappy was saying. We got fucking spellcast. We got runes and shit. Evil sight, penetration rune, and dying rune, expansion rune. Bro, doing all these runes and shit, revealing the fucking knives, and we see Doa Doa fucking has been exposed, and he's doing more magic. Like he's talking about this whole time. He's just been, ancient magic takes time to cast. I started casting it back on the ship, and the scanning just ended. So like this whole time, he's just been channeling energy, trying to get Kutane's memories or whatever. And so like he went to stab Otr, but he's also laid all these traps and got this big fucking Hydra monster attacking him or whatever. And it's all just distraction so that he can steal memories and shit
yeah.
and find
Yeah,
the
and our
location
little
of this tomb.
yeah, and our sailor boy, he evaded invisible obstacles throughout this entire thing.
Through his
So
relationship with nature, which was just super
yeah,
tight.
yeah, like he used like how the fish were swimming, the air, all that stuff. Give me real Sinbad vibes in terms of like finding the correct pathway out of danger.
Nah, on God,
Yeah, he's goated. He's goated at boating.
I'm fucking with him.
I need to see him fight
Yeah.
now. So let's get him
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Let's get him on some
Well,
land.
imagine
Yeah.
he's incredibly useless at fighting.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well, we
hell
already saw
nah.
him throw hands a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah,
Well,
he
At
already
the
hit this
Swimming
fucking.
against, like-
He already hit the fucking Wicked Horn with the Aqua Berry back
All right,
fist,
yeah,
like
what
through
am I-
stealth. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, what am I? Yeah, what am I saying?
yeah, this nigga's nice too. Like we just need to get him in his little element real quick, and then he'll turn up for real. Cause even Hugin was like, "How did you stars do that?" And it's like, nah, he's Kutane is different.
Yeah. Once he gets that wind spirit, yeah, let him tag along, bro. Like just be
Yeah,
part of
for
the
real.
gang. Just like don't
Yeah,
like,
have him build
yeah.
a helmsman.
Have him be, bring him along. He just be your boat guy, and you got fucking Otr, you got royalty chick with the fucking ice skates, Adipurko, We don't got the fucking blacksmith chick, but the fucking iron spirit lives on in the fucking blade. And excuse me, baby. And then Kutane come with the fucking wind martial arts or whatever, like
I'm fucking with it.
wind
Yup.
infused, and then fucking dip dodge, and whatever the 5. I just said 2 off
Weave.
twice. Yeah, no,
You're
the
supposed
fucking
to.
dodge ball.
Yeah, dip,
But,
duck, dive, dodge, or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
dodge
yeah.
twice.
Okay, yeah, do all that, but in the water, yeah. Just get us to the destination safely.
Yeah.
But yeah, good chapter. Don't have too much to say, but Doa seems like an interesting villain, at least for now. Can't wait to see more and how he fights like when cornered and not able to like play tricks and run away. Because I think here, yeah, he throws the shit and then he's like, "Peace, gonna go find the tomb or whatever, so he can steal and kill the wind spirit." So
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like how they're taking their time with him, unlike the previous ones.
Yeah.
Because they're like setting up the fight, but it's not the final fight.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would appreciate it if like we don't like get there immediately next chapter. Maybe they deal with this. I don't know. I can't tell. They didn't beat this like monster. What was it called? They didn't beat it in this chapter, did they? I don't think so. The mole.
No, they
The
didn't, because it
Angry
threw
Lovecraftian starfish
the
monster.
island
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah, maybe like he gets away, they deal with this thing, and then maybe they arrive at the tomb, and then like we spend the chapter like exploring the tomb, and then we find him or something. I don't know. I just don't want it to rush, but I also don't want it to like go too slow because I don't know. It's hard to find a sweet spot, especially when a series isn't like selling the best. Because like the
Right.
volume cover came out. I don't think the volume cover is all that great, but it's cool, and
It's
the
good
sales
enough.
aren't. Yeah, the sales aren't like busting super crazy. It debuted at like 49th place, which isn't great. And then like the second day, it was like number like 114 or whatever. And like a lot of stuff usually gets axed if it's like outside of like the top 20. But for now, it's safe for I want to say at least another 10 to 16, maybe 19 chapters. So I think it's good for a little while. Like they're not getting rid of it immediately. They're letting it stretch, flap its wings a little bit. Plus, like a new batch is starting, as of this week. So there's a little time. I think there's another new manga starting next week. So yeah, there's a little bit of time. Otter's not going nowhere immediately. We got a little bit of time, but like yeah, hopefully the right amount of time is spent on this arc, and it's
Yeah.
not like the
Yeah.
last one.
Ugin is tight as fuck for just like casually taking all of these stab wounds though. Like I'm looking at this page 6 panel of him and Otr, and Otr, has activated his abilities. And he's like still kind of taking little nicks and scratches there. Like I can see at the top of his head he took a little knife slash to the back of his shit, but like for the most part the blades seem to be running into his flame shield, but Ugin is just eating that shit. And he doesn't
Yeah.
seem like too phased by it. Like he got blood spurting out everywhere, and he's just focused on the task at hand. Like, okay, where's this shit coming from? What do I gotta do? Okay, activate sorcery. So it's like I like characters like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He says the shaking makes them fly around. So I think I was misunderstanding this. So like, is it a thing where like with the rocking of the boat is causing the knives to like move around or something?
Yeah,
Am
so
I-
like a wave will
That could
hit
be
the
part of
boat
it.
and like shake it, and then that will create the blades to kind of like dance around and coincidentally run into these characters.
Okay. It's like movement, like they're being like
Yeah.
shocked
Yeah,
or
he
something. Like the currents is being sent.
Yeah, the Wicked Horn isn't like psionically controlling the blades to attack them. He's just got them set up to where any kind of rumbling or shaking of the boat makes them fly around and cut them.
Yeah. Like the entire boat is like a pressure plate or whatever.
Something like
sending
that.
them flying around,
Yeah.
but every
Yeah.
time it moves.
That's how
yeah.
that's how I kind of interpreted it anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. I fuck with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Doa's cool. He doesn't give off those vibes of the one demon to me too much anymore from Demon Slayer,
Yeah,
but I'm liking him.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he's smart. He's got countermeasures and shit. He's got plots. He came in, he tried to stab Otr. He's got like fucking contingencies and he's doing like 4 things at once. He set a monster out. He fucking laid traps, knives all over the place. He's stealing memories.
Yeah.
He can go invisible. He tries to get his hands dirty. He tried to backstab Buddy, and like he's a cool villain so far.
Yeah,
I'm liking him.
completely
Yeah.
different approach strategically than previous horns. So I think that's really good
Yeah.
in the series right now. Yeah.
Yeah, need somebody with a little bit of depth to him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But throwing an island, his monster kind of strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking island level, yo. Let's all roll our
Shut
eyes
Yeah.
the
together.
fuck up. God
Or
damn it.
that fucking dog in the sunlight meme with his eyes closed.
Yeah. You love the way I do it, I'm loving you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm spent on this one. Not too much to talk about. It was cool. Yeah, we'll see what happened next time. You got anything else for this one, Traff?
Nah, I'm good.
What about you, Beep?
No, I'm good.
Knox.
I'm Gucci.
All right, that's gonna do it for Otr of the Flame, Chapter 17, The Wicked Horn. Now jumping into Kagurabachi, Big Botchington, Chapter 92.5, because the chapter title ain't on a page anywhere. I had to look in the corner. Bonus chapter, Genichi Sojo's Bathhouse Quest number 2. Peak chapter.
Is that not
That's
the
it.
chapter title?
That's there's no like number on the page.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the title, but there's no like number. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. I don't remember like when we were having a conversation last week and we were talking about like that chapter, we didn't know that there was a break. So the fucking blue balls is crazy. Just waiting all week
Yeah.
just to find out. Boom, fucking Sojo chapter. Not that I'm mad because I love Sojo. I think everybody does, and him and his Cloud Gouger adventures. But I think I found out like on Wednesday that there wasn't going to be a Kagurabachi, and I was like, wow, the
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah. I appreciate these chapters that we've gotten for Sojo posthumously for his character because, like, obviously they recontextualize our view of him as a person compared to what he was doing in the actual story, where they kind of painted him as this, you know, sociopathic, fucking malice, like, incarnate, like, chop everybody down for my goals type villain. But then a chapter, you know, like this or like these, where he's interacting, you know, with other characters and kind of like respecting social norms of like not budging in line and, you know, like shit like that, like in this more, you know, mundane view of his day-to-day activities. It's just like I feel like it does a lot for him post-mortem. Like, you know, like you got him just like so angry about this fucking 11-year-old coming into the bathhouse and twerking, and how that's like, and how that's fucking up his equanimity and shit like that. I'm just like, holy shit, dude, Sojo, you're getting a lot of really good writing right now. I kind of wish that you didn't die, like I always did, but
You must respect the most peaceful place on the planet.
yeah,
Niggas be
like,
37 and they ops be 10, yeah.
yeah. Literally, because it's like, especially like, you know, showing the scene in the bathhouse, like with the kid and his dad. Because I remember the first scene in a bathhouse that we seen of him, and it was like a bunch of niggas in there, and then like you fast forward to later, and he's still in the bathhouse, but like everyone is dead. Like he just like killed everybody in the bathhouse, and it's like, okay, so you do stuff like that, but then, you know, when it's just a kid and his dad, you're like, okay, these are non-combatants. These are people outside of the underworld that I kind of exist in. So I don't need to just kill people, you know, that don't have anything to do with the lifestyle that I've chosen. And that's just really cool to get from Sojo. It adds, it's giving him a little bit more depth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's giving him pathos too, which is, I feel like, really good to get posthumously.
It's definitely good to just see more Sojo. Like you can tell that Hogazono loved this character, and like this was kind of the turning point for most people. Like a lot of people wasn't really jiving with the story until Sojo's arc. So it's like it makes sense that Sojo gets so much content after the fact. Like after his death, he gets mentioned, you know, a couple times in the story, and then got his 2 side quests or whatever. And it's like, yeah, man, give us another one. Give me another one of these every 30 chapters. Who cares?
I
bro?
never really understood people's beef with the beginning of Kagurabachi before Sojo's introduction too, because like, doesn't this nigga show up in like chapter 6?
Yeah.
So it's like,
character until like 12 or so. But I kind of get where some people were coming from the beginning of Kagurabachi, because it did feel like a very paint by the numbers revenge quest, and like outside of certain spreads, the art didn't really capture a lot of people.
I don't know
at the
about
beginning.
like by the numbers though, because it's like
You know what?
when was
You know,
the
a lot of people thought it was very surface level at the beginning, but like but when we get introduced to like Char and then Sojo, that was like, okay, we see where we're going with this and what Chihiro's writing.
But I think like what set
Like,
Kagurabachi apart and what like kind of defeats the idea that it's like a surface level or paint by the numbers kind of series before Sojo's introduction is just like how willing the author was to have his main character in Weekly Shonen Jump just casually slaughter enemies with reckless abandon. Like when's the last time you've seen that in the first like 5-6 chapters of a Weekly Shonen Jump series? Like that was different enough by itself. Like I don't know of any other Weekly Shonen Jump series where the main character was on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Death Note.
I think
I
it's not
guess, but
necessarily
it still took a
that-
while for Light to start really tweaking out in that way. There's a lot of
I don't think
experimentation with the
it's
Death Note where he was like, "Oh shit, is what I'm doing like it was one person
True,
here,
true.
one person there." Yeah, but anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Traffy.
Oh, I don't think it's necessarily in relation to the quality of the story. I'll speak from more personal experience, and people in the comments can, share if you had a similar experience. All of the memes and hype that was built up around Kagurabachi, it I don't want to say
That's
it
what did it,
dissuaded
man.
my interest,
Yeah, that's what did it for a
but
lot of
it
people,
did.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of pushed me away from it. And
Yeah.
then when Sojo
Yeah, same here.
happened was when people started talking more seriously about it.
Exactly. That's something that I feel like a lot of people have to come to terms with is that like they let the internet and the memification of the beginning of Kagurabachi's story make them think that it was a lot more ass than it really was, and now they kind of try to backpedal and say, "Oh, it wasn't that great in the very beginning," when like everything that we like Kagurabachi for now was always present in the story from chapter 1, and they just let the internet and Twitter and like the memes and whatnot may get to them, and like it's hard for people to admit that kind of thing, so they're just like, oh no, the story wasn't that good at first, but then after this point it actually got good. So it's like, okay, you want to be a fan now because you see the value in it finally, but you're not willing to admit that something completely outside of the storytelling influenced your opinion on the story at first. And it's like, I don't know. That's
Yeah,
that's
well,
what,
that's-
that's what it,
I'm
that's what
not
it feels
gonna-
like. That's what it feels like to me, because it happened to me too.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm not
admit it.
gonna
I
do
waited
that
for like
shit.
12
I'll-
chapters to build up before I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
I wanted a decent amount to
I'm-
read.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh yeah, I was a fan from the beginning, or it was bad in the beginning. No, like
yeah,
I can see where, an ideology or something I thought was wrong, and then I will happily say, yeah, I was wrong.
yeah.
Like that is not an issue, and I feel like for the general like the space to talk about these kinds of things, I wish people would be more like that, but we all know it's not going to happen.
Right.
It would solve so much toxicity within the fandom.
Yeah.
And nobody goes back and say like I was wrong or like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
changed what I said. I was tripping or whatever. It's always just like I say a thing. People, I can't let my followers and my fans and my homies see me like backpedaling. So I'm just
Right.
going to ignore it and not say nothing. I'm
Yeah.
either just going to like pretend that I was a fan forever, or I'm just never going to talk about the series publicly.
Fans annoyed
No,
me.
I
And
was
made
fucking
me,
dumb as hell.
Fans annoyed me and made me think the series was buns, but I can't admit that, so I have to say that it was a narrative issue of some kind now.
Yeah.
And like it didn't get tight until Sojo, and it's just like, bro, shut the fuck up. This shit was always tight.
Yeah, and the crazy
nah.
part is like it wasn't even like fans. Like the series was getting hyped up by those like fucking bot accounts that don't even read manga. They were just like best new gen just because they saw Chihiro, swordsman, black trench coat, and they was just like best new gen is here, and it sparked all the hype and all the conversations. And then those people didn't talk about the series ever again. Like this shit came out. Those same accounts that were doing those memes, they did not read the series. They just were here for the fucking banger tweets. That's all a lot of these guys care about. I'm just
Yeah.
getting my banger off, and then I have no clue what this thing is about. I just see a guy with a sword and a trench coat and a scar, and that's easy money. Yo, better fucking MC than your favorite.
Yeah,
Or
and
whatever,
it's just
but
par
yeah,
for the course for his story to get better as it continues anyway. Like,
yeah,
oh man,
Yeah.
like the first couple of chapters like weren't like immediately like holy shit, this is the best story that I've ever seen. Like it actually took time for the series to like craft its identity and present it to the
Can't
reader.
believe it.
How dare they? Like what the fuck? You sound fucking insane, bro.
It's
Why didn't
TikTok.
they-
I got like I have some choice words about what our next segment's gonna be, but I acknowledge where we are in that story, and I can say, hey, if in the future, that changes, I was dumb as hell.
Yeah.
But I'm judging it based off of what we have.
Yeah. That's. I
Right.
mean, I feel like a lot of people were like that about Kagurabachi. Like, I definitely was not a super fan. I was reading it and I thought it was cool, but chapter 1, chapter 2, I was like, I don't know. It just, I don't think it'll stay. Like, I thought it might not make it.
Yeah, me too.
But
I was
like,
right there with you. I thought the meme, like I let the memes and the Twitter discourse like get to me and like make me think that this shit was buns too. And then like after the Sojo arc concluded, I went back and restarted it from chapter 1 and then caught up again. And I was like, okay, wait a minute, this shit is actually really really good. And I'm mad at myself for letting some fucking random Twitter account influence my opinion on a story to this degree. And it'll never happen again.
I thought it was just gonna be edgy foolishness, just based on like the whole I wake up and have a breakfast full of hatred, and like he just didn't show any emotion, and like chapter 2 showed him like laying next
felt
to
like a
his
parody.
dead.
I watched Hokuzono systematically crumble every initial series complaint that people
Yeah.
had about Kagurabachi, like one after another. Like, oh, he only shows one emotion. That got thrown away when the Hishaku member Yura like came in the Raku's Ichi arc, and all of a sudden we got like this like spectrum of emotions from
Shit, before that, when he met Char.
Oh yeah, when yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
fine.
yeah, no, you're totally right. It was before that, absolutely. But like that's just more to my point. Like eventually, like every single criticism was addressed. Like, oh, he only uses red, black, and white in these color pages. It's like, okay, well now we got greens and blues and purples and other stuff like that too. So it's just like, you just got to wait and see what the nig's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have your
let him evolve as he
you,
goes.
you can have your complaints like while you have them. Obviously, we can only get this shit week to week, so like that's the rate at which we consume it and critique it, and that's fine. But as soon as your criticisms are addressed, and you have to update your outlook, otherwise you're just gonna look like a hater. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like he knew what he wanted, man, and he's a
Yeah.
fan of Batman. So like in his author comment, he said like when I found it when I walk around at night while listening to the soundtrack of the Batman, I become Batman. And then Weeb is gonna say it. He's trying to say it, but the Dan Mora fucking volume cover, you seen
Yeah.
it? The fucking
Yeah, I was about
Batman
to say that
reference.
too.
Yeah, and he said the
And
same
then
thing.
reference
I
Kagurabachi.
I can't find his comment, but he said like when I walk around at night listening, reading Kagurabachi, I become like Kagurabachi or some shit. He said like the same shit.
Oh, that was Dan Mora art. I didn't even
Yeah, it
know.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so,
shit.
yeah.
That's my nigga
Dude,
for
I was at
real.
my
I didn't even realize
was at
that.
the
I'm tripping.
I was at the comic shop by my job to see if I could like find that variant cover just so I can see if it was still on sale. People probably bought that shit out immediately
Yeah.
for that new
Yeah.
Batman #1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fire. Like that shit is booming, man. Kagurabachi's making it, and it like going back to the chapter. I'm glad Hokuzono is giving more shine to our buddy Sojo, man, because he was the turning point for a lot of people. A lot of people were there day one, and a lot of people were kind of vibing and figured it out along the way. But Sojo was a real one. He got a lot of people over that hump, and
Yeah.
his story has been fun. It'd be funny if we get all these side quests that like somehow he is still alive. I remember I was saying like I feel like he might be alive, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. But like I don't know. Be interested to see like what more we get from Sojo's character through these flashbacks. If somebody like fucking revives him or something.
Well, here's the thing. Samura was working with the Hishaku since the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like Sojo's death could potentially have been reversed by Samura while he was still working with the Hishaku off screen.
Possibly.
Just to keep the theory alive. I mean, like obviously I'm not saying I think that that's what's going on, and I think that it's good that Sojo did die, like narratively. I think that that's fine. I don't like just because I love his character and I love him even more now that we're getting all of this this post-mortem writing for him. Sure, I think it would be cool if he ended up being alive and came back into the story, I think Hokuzono could write the shit out of that if you needed to. But do I think it's absolutely necessary and Sojo shouldn't have died? Absolutely not. But the possibility is there.
Yeah.
I think they'll rebuild him and give us Mecha Sojo.
Sojo.
We make him better.
Yeah.
We can rebuild him. Yeah, he's a fun character. He's in the fucking bro. He's in the fucking coffee shop and he's got the fucking sword sitting in the other chair across from him.
Right.
He
He's
whined
going
and
on a
dined
date.
his blade.
First date, kind of nervous.
He carried the sword. He ate with the sword. He slept with the sword.
Hey,
he bathed with the sword.
He fucked the sword.
Oh my god!
Did we say it at the same time?
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a love or a soda.
He really is just like laying out in the field with this sword. He looks over at it like it's a girl. Like
he's looking at that shit longingly.
You feeling this?
Sword.
Are you feeling what I'm feeling right now? Like,
can't wait to unsheath you later.
Yeah, he's just out here fucking
So
frolicking.
sleek.
Yeah. So, and we just more bathhouse stuff is just funny.
And he's
like,
reading a book about like relationships too. Like he said, he walks into the coffee shop. He's book building better relationships. Like take some space, deepen your bond. It's like okay, so I have to like not hang out with it sometimes. Like here, lady, hold on to this for a second. While he's like so reluctant to like I don't want to separate from you, but the book tells me that it's good for us, so I gotta.
But like, look at his face when he says it. We were together all day today. It's good to have some space. He looks like fucking cracked out. Like he doesn't. It looks like he's just like mechanically reciting the shit. Like we've been together all day. I gotta get away from this sword because it's better. It'll be good for us.
Yeah, dude. All I know is that when we never really get the anime for Kagurabachi, instead of, because we all know a lot of these seasonals try to do recap episodes in the middle of a season, they better animate these. They better animate these bonus chapters as like a break between the arcs.
I think that it makes a little bit more.
Segments.
I think that it makes a little bit more sense for them to just put it at the end of an episode, rather than like dedicate or replace a recap episode with something like this. I mean, that'd be tight because I hate recap episodes. But
because like the main thing is that like these are full-length chapters. I don't think
they could add filler to it.
They're quick, but like it's not like a Jujutsu scroll. But like,
don't they do like recap episodes in the first place just to like sell more DVDs? Like that's like why they have like filler like episodes and like something like One Piece. So
that's
that,
mainly
so that like you have, you know, let's say like a DVD has like 9 episodes in it. But like 2 of those episodes are filler episodes, so you have to buy that many more DVDs in order to get the full story over time, and like that's like what I thought it was.
No, I think the main reason to do recap episodes is because a lot of times there are moments where an episode isn't finished on the day they're scheduled, so they end, or they're like a bit behind production, so they have like maybe an extra slot, or they have to move, or they have to get an extra slot, and they put a recap episode there. So they don't lose that time slot and all that stuff. So that's the main reason. That's happened with a lot of anime over the last few years.
Sometimes they do like half filler too. Like sometimes they do an episode where it's like canon, and then the second half will be like filler or like recap. So I can see them doing
or anime canon.
Yeah, I can see them doing like 12 minutes of an episode being like a Sojo chapter, and then the second 12 minutes being like recap or just I don't know, filler or something. But I mean, if we get enough of these, they could just do an episode of just all of the Sojo. You know, we could just these two, like, if you know, by the time the anime comes out, like this Sojo fucking Bathhouse Quest 1 and 2 can be like episode 13, like together, and then like we'll get another 2 of these chapters by the time like season 2 airs, and those 2 will be, you know, episode 10 of whatever, and like they could do something, or just like you know, OVA episodes and shit.
Yeah,
so I think
I just want to see
I think we forget that anime is still aired on like normal television, at least within Japan, for the sake of same day streaming. And so they're still running off of like the TV show format, where every now and again, here's a recap, you know, here's what's happened up to this point. So like if you just randomly catch the recap episode, but you didn't watch anything else, you have a general idea of what's happening.
Right.
Yeah, but like I was saying,
because of the amount of time that
happens,
because of the amount of time that passes in between episodes. Like, if you're just binging everything, you'll have a good recollection of everything that happened because you're binging it. But if you're doing it week to week, then like maybe some people will need a recap episode here and there because they don't have it as fresh in their mind as if they were binging it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and like if they just randomly catch it on television, like they switch to the channel it's
Yeah.
on and like, oh, what's this?
Yes.
It may, if they catch the recap episode, it's like, oh, I can start watching this from here.
Yeah, or it creates a level of investment immediately that has them go like, okay, well now I want to go back and get all of the context and watch the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, but yeah, like I was saying, like more so recently, they've mainly been used whenever like animes like behind on production for like an episode if it's not finished or something like that, or something happens where they have to delay the episode a week. That's what I've seen happen with a lot of different series over the last like 3 years or so since COVID happened. So like that's how a lot of series have been because like I've seen a lot of seasonals where there's not even a singular like recap episode, and a lot of them are like airing like without any issue. But then whenever an episode needs to be delayed or something, they'll throw in a recap episode like episode 6 or 9 instead of in the middle of a season and stuff like that.
Right.
And
I think
it's kind of
something.
stated.
Sorry, I just realized, like, with American TV, we get recaps, 2 to 3 minute recaps at the beginning of every episode. Last time on The Walking Dead, last time on Spider-Man, we get that.
Mhm.
But like when you watch anime, they never have like that fucking 30-second recap at the beginning
Except
of
for
the episode.
One
Not that I
Piece.
remember of.
One
Yeah,
Piece,
One
One
Piece.
Piece does that.
Every now and then, but like
By and
for
large, though,
majority,
yeah.
So it's like instead of doing the like 2 minutes at the beginning of the episode, just every now and then they just be like, "Fuck it, let's just do a 20-minute recap," and then that's the week. Yeah, maybe they're behind on schedule or something, but it's like it's not super crazy. Like it's like the fact that we have so many recaps on our shows and like anime pretty much never does it. It doesn't like shock me that like every now and then they're like, yeah, fuck it, bro, let's do a recap, and then it's like
And-
all collected instead of wasting like a little bit of time. Instead of wasting a little bit of your time every week, they just waste more of your time once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
recap episode
in
I really
our
liked was like when Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood did a recap episode with Hohenheim and kind of used that to help like examine as part of a character examination of him by going back through specific events of the story, but having it be like through his perspective and having him have this whole internal crisis and stuff like that to kind of like make it more interesting. That way, it's not just a recap episode. That way, it feels more important to the story that he's like going through these events or thinking on everything that's happened in the story thus far. Like though that's a fun way to do a recap episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that like in the modern day with streaming services as they are, there's a lot of people who haven't experienced or don't really remember, trying to catch a show on a specific day at a specific time, and you can't pause it, you can't do anything else but watch that show. And not everybody can make it at that time. Sometimes you make it halfway through. And so the purpose of, like cable television doing recaps is, hey, let's keep people invested in case they miss something.
Yeah.
And some people just don't remember. Like I watch shows with my wife all the time, and she never fucking remembers what happened. Like the new, the new Dexter is out. We just finished it, but like when it started and the recap came out, she's like, I do not remember what the fuck that was. Like she never remembers because some people aren't like some people watch shows, they like shows, but they aren't like show niggas.
Engaging with it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like she'll tell you that her favorite show is Dexter, but she can't recall a nigga that was in season 3. And she, it's like we can talk and I can tell you, yeah, oh, fucking Hidden Inventory was like chapter 79 to 87 or whatever, and I can spit off things that happened during that arc, and I can tell you what happened before then. But like most people are just like, yeah, man, I read Jujutsu Kaisen and Gojo's lit. He got locked in a box. He's the toughest dude, and then he fought Sukuna, and stuff happened. But yeah, I don't remember what you asked, like, oh, you remember the time when like Toji found him as a kid and he like spotted him? And most niggas probably won't remember that unless they're like super into it. So
Yeah.
recaps are good for people like that. The Kid Gojo being able to catch Toji would be a good moment to have in a recap because most normal niggas are not gonna remember that. They're like, oh
Right.
shit, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, for
True.
sure.
Yeah.
Going back
But-
into the chapter for Kagurabachi, if that's cool.
Yeah.
That was a great tangent. Don't get me wrong. I love the conversation there.
Weeb's fault.
It's always Weeb's fault. Let's be real. But no, but no, just the last couple of things that I wanted to bring up about the chapter specifically is I love how the introduction of this small child into the bathhouse is structured like an actual enemy encounter. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at page 9, like this nigga walks in, you get the zoom in panels of both of their faces, like meeting each other's eyes. You get the zoom out panel of this nigga standing in front of him, like his enemy readying his sword and shit. Like, and it's funny as hell that you just see like a tiny fucking like scribble of this nigga's balls at the top of the panel, which is crazy. Then Sojo's like, who is this? And then he readies his first attack, the dong out cannonball into the fucking water. And like, it's just the way that it, like it's used for comedy, but like the way that it's composed as if it's an actual like enemy encounter is just so funny to me.
Sojo just can't believe it. Like his mouth is, his jaw is dropping. He's just, you're looking straight. Like the kid, even when the kid is in the water, like on page 11, Sojo is still just looking forward because he's just so shocked. He's not looking at the kid. He's still just looking up where he was. Just like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, like this is this nigga's mortal enemy for this chapter, and it's just like so funny. It's like when he fucking like met up with fucking Chihiro, like when they fought, like I'm pretty sure like similar panel composition, almost like compensation. It's almost like similar, you know, panel composition to when like they squared off in an actual real fight. You know what I mean? And it's just like such a funny decision for Hokuzono to make on how to kind of sell the idea of his beef with his child. It's so good.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see characters like like gangsters and yakuza or whatever, but like they aren't like harming the innocent. But like we know in a fight, he is not like, he's not opposed to harming the innocent. Like when he fought Chihiro in the street, he was like, "Fuck all these niggas, lightning bolt." But like in the saga, he's like, "I'm not gonna harm this kid and his dad." But like, get your fucking kid in order, yo. Like this is a sacred place, bro. Like the bathhouse, the sacrosanct temple that's quietly reset the body and mind. Like, please get your fucking kid in order. The dad's like, "Yes, son. You know, fucking." You know, he goes over and disciplines his kid and shit instead of just murdering them both.
It's just a good light to see Sojo in. Like, I really appreciate, like, the post-mortem pathos that chapters like these kind of give to Sojo, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from the initial characterization that we got of Sojo in regards to, like, psychopathy and, like, how, like, you know, sociologically detached he is from everyone else to be able to be, like, a Yakuza sword-wielding murderer that, you know, like, because he's not all right up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's sick in the head, and that wasn't taken away from him in chapters like these, where they're showing him, you know, in this, like, recontextualized light, where, you know, it's a lot more slice of lifey and comedic, but, like, he's still Sojo at the end of the day, and that's just, like, really well done, in my opinion.
Like, a part of that characterization, I like how specifically in, you know, these bonus chapters, you can tell that Sojo is OCD, like severely OCD. And it's just those small details about characters that I wouldn't say are unimportant, but usually they aren't highlighted as well as they are in these bonus chapters.
Yeah.
And like you can tell that Sojo, I'm pretty sure he was like, he grew up in like a fucking lab or something. Like he didn't have a regular upbringing. And like even like you can see he's reading these books about like relationships, and then he's like thinking about this kid, and he's like, you know, taking the last drink while someone's behind you would be poor etiquette. But then he realized, he's like, oh fuck, but this kid is fucking shameless. He just cannonball with his dick all out. Like he doesn't give a fuck about that shit. He's gonna go for it. And it's like, fuck it, if he don't care about the rules, fuck him. I'm gonna. And then he's like, no, but the dad's looking. Watching his like mind race and go through these fucking hoops and hurdles is fucking hilarious. It's like this, he's a psychopath, he's a murderer, but he's like also trying to like learn and understand like human relationships so that he can further, you know, fucking develop his bond with this sword. This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. The conflict inside of his mind of like wanting to do the instinctual thing of just like slicing this nigga in half for taking his fruit milk, but then going back and going like, no, because this is gonna fuck up my goal of having a better bond with Cloud Gouger, so I gotta rein it in and like not massacre these people because I don't want to fuck up my relationship with Cloud Gouger. It's so good,
bro.
Priorities.
They're gonna animate this, but like I just can't. There's no way they don't animate this, but like I just can't wait to see this shit. When the kid grabs the fruit milk, he's like, strawberry milk, I guess, and he grabs the fruit and says, it's not strawberry milk. His hair is fucking everywhere, yo. He is so
Yeah.
frazzled.
And
then
just
he's
like the constant visuals in his mind of this nigga butt naked and twerking throughout the rest of the chapter, throughout the like he's never gonna forget that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like that shit is
Scarred for life.
traumatizing for him. Like
It reminds me of the page where Maki was like sumo wrestling with the dude. And they showed him in like 30 different positions.
nah, God, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, and then when he gets over to the desk, he's like crawling to the desk, hand it over now. His face is under the desk. He can barely hold it together. He's just got to get the fuck out of there. Yeah, yeah. Sojo's funny as shit, man.
So good.
I need somebody to like appear. Like maybe Sojo doesn't come back, but somebody that like really fucked with Sojo is like, bro, he was a funny guy. Yeah,
You don't know Sojo like I know Sojo, man.
yeah. It's like, he might have been fucking sick in the head, but he was funny as hell. Yeah, he would take
Yeah.
like I need somebody to know him. Like he would go to the damn sauna with that sword, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I need that too now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think I'm squeezed out for this one. You got anything else, Knox?
Oh no, I'm good, man.
We
I'm wined and dined.
Traffy,
Skeeted.
all squeezed out. Let's take a shower and check our sword on the date, baby. That's Kagurabachi 92.5th. Now jumping into a new series, new to all of us, but you know, it's a spinoff, baby. We got Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, whatever. Chapter
Modelo.
1. There ain't no
Modelo.
E in there.
Hey,
Modelo.
cervezas, Holmes.
Oh hell no. Yeah, so we got chapter 1 of that, baby. We got Gege Akutami returning, art being done by Yuji Iwasaki. They did a couple things, including Cypher Academy.
He just approached this nigga because his name was Yuji.
Bruh,
Oh,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
I'm sick. But yeah, it I like the chapter. I know it's been getting a lot of mixed reviews and mixed you know, opinions or whatever, but it's only going to be about 24 chapters, so like, you know, regardless of whatever goes through the conversation, I just want to say I think we should just let it cook because it's going to be short. It ain't like we, you know, it's not getting axed, so nobody's got to worry about like, oh, this is bullshit, let's get out of there. But
I mean, people will still say it's getting axed when it ends in 3 volumes because they're fucking idiots and they don't know how to.
Yeah, no one pays attention to news.
yeah, but still, I feel like it you know, it's I feel like this is Gege's way of kind of like closing up some maybe some loose ends, you know. Nah, just I'll do the weave thing, skip forward a little bit. Usami got name dropped, and that's a character who was name dropped in Jujutsu Kaisen near the end. I can't remember what happened, but there was a situation where they were like, they were talking about like who's strong enough to like go and help or whatever, and like everybody was like this guy, that guy, and Kusakabe was like it would probably be like me or Usami, and nobody who knew who the fuck Usami was. And then Usami got mentioned on like in a volume extra. They showed his picture, and it was like this is Usami, and that was like it. So there was no information, and he got name dropped in here, and they're talking about like go holler at Usami. So at this point, he's got to be like fucking. This story takes place like 80 years after JJK, so dude's got to be like 80 to 100 years old. So he's probably got some unfade fucking curse technique shit going on. But
I'm like that.
anyway, I feel like we're getting some loose ends tied up, and you know, some Gege wanting to make a few extra dollars. But yeah, how you feel about this one, Knox? I'll let you go for it.
Oh, sure. I think it's a great way to introduce a spinoff. I think it's a great way to stay in shape. I think that I think that what it does well is like very apparent. It allows us to kind of feel the familiarity of Jujutsu Kaisen while clearly trying to establish itself as its own thing. So the identity hasn't been lost as far as like what Jujutsu Kaisen was about. All of that stuff is still there, but just like completely reframed in this futuristic version of Tokyo that still has the history and events of what happened in the previous series prevalent in the storytelling. So I think that in that way it's really well done. The character designs are really good. Maru with the fucking band-aid on his forehead reminds me a lot of fucking Fooly Cooly. If you guys remember that that short story, that anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like God, what the fuck is his name? Naota getting hit in the forehead by Haruko's fucking Gibson guitar or some shit and getting the fucking horn sprouting out of his forehead and he had to like cover it up with a bandage and whatnot. That's like the first thing that I remembered. Obviously, this nigga's what's underneath the band-aid isn't, you know, an interdimensional time portal or whatever the fuck they said in Fooly Cooley, but it's still just vibes. It was just cool to think about that. But yeah, I think the art is great. I think the writing is there. I think the action, you know, was well done enough for something, you know, set in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe where like that's one of like the main things that people came to Jujutsu Kaisen for was action choreography. So Iwasaki is kind of doing his shit there. The action looked cool. Choreography was good for what it was worth, even though it was really short and kind of wrapped up quickly. And yeah, fucking what I was thinking about though as I was going through the chapter that I think is something cool to think about. It's like on page 35, it's like, I know you're familiar with the Culling game that occurred 68 years ago, which prompted the signing of the treaty. Satoru Gojo and Yuji Itadori put a stop to it, but do you know if anyone as extraordinary as them nowadays in Japan? And I don't know if it's because, you know, you don't want to just list off literally all of the characters of Jujutsu Kaisen involved in the Shinjuku Showdown Gauntlet, you know, at one time for the sake of, you know, page space or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like only Satoru Gojo and Yuji Itadori were named. Like,
yeah, Megumi got himself killed by a grade 3 curse. Such a shame.
yeah, you know, it's like you can't obviously like recap all of the events of the previous story in one panel when you're talking about it casually, but it just like has something to say about how time passes and, you know, people lose finer details of like what actually happens in history. And, you know, it's kind of like a game of telephone over time to where like, you know, how much of what actually happened is genuinely remembered by society at large as time goes on.
Yeah, like this guy, he has no idea. Like he's telling Tsurugi about, you know, he's like, "Oh, remember this event?" Not even realizing that like his fucking parents were involved in that shit. So it's like you kidnapped the wrong guy, dog. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they're in the picture. Like I mean, obviously the picture isn't like in the conversation with them. It's just for like the viewer, you know. But it's like he's referring to this fucking event that, you know, these were his fucking grandpops, his
yeah.
grandma. So
I wasn't ready for the villain of the chapter to be revealed as the nigga playing video games with the small child in the very beginning. I thought that was a really cool twist. That was set up really well because, you know, who could have guessed that before the information came out? It's like, yeah, kids are being abducted, but like, did anybody actually think it was this dude before it was revealed? You know, like
I mean,
maybe
he did. There was like a panel like after like the kid like died in the video game saying like that's what happens, and the guy literally before we transition back to Yuka and Tsurugi for the main part of the story, he's like, I guess you wouldn't mind if that happened to you in real life, and so that was kind of my whole thing with like, yeah, okay, this guy's the villain of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
I read that and I thought that he was shady, but then like as I'm reading the next like 30 chapters, I completely forgot about him in
30
that
pages.
conversation with the kid. Yeah, 30 pages. Like for the next, you know, whatever amount of pages. I just
Yeah.
completely forgot that happened.
I
but,
just thought it was like philosophical gay stuff at hand because he does this with characters like a lot where, you know, they kind of have like a darker like outlook on things and say, you know, sketchy stuff like that like all the time, whether they're good or bad. So I didn't really like put it together like, oh, this is probably the villain of the chapter. And then like even once we started getting writing that, you know, kids were being abducted in Tokyo or whatever, I didn't draw a connection to like, oh, well, there was a kid in that older dude's room playing video games with him, surrounded by talismans. So it was just a cool little like rug pulley, you know, twisty moment for me at least. But maybe other people picked up on it and I didn't, and that's fine. But yeah.
I can't be the only one who kind of notices the visual relation here, but is this trying to imply that Sukuna is an alien?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
He does look
I've been seeing
vaguely
that a lot.
familiar to the aliens at the beginning of the chapter.
Oh yeah, with the
There's
facial.
also
like,
there's
tattoo
also
markings.
a silhouette of an alien.
Yeah.
There's also one of the aliens at on the first page that kind of almost looks like Tengen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, could this imply the origins of like cursed energy and why it's only in Japan through Tengen's barriers and stuff like that? Could that be the reason why?
I think there was a bit of explanation for that during the story, but like just going to the whole aliens thing, a lot of people were complaining about it and saying like it's fucking like people. Somebody left a
It's
group chat. They
Boruto.
were like, yeah, somebody left a group chat that I'm in, and they were like, y'all were hating on Boruto for doing this, but JJK does it in his feet.
Oh,
It's like
brother.
it's not that aliens are what made
Yeah, the
Naruto
idea
as a series.
inherently
Yeah,
isn't bad, but the
yeah.
execution of it is what it comes down
Yeah,
to.
and I was like,
Yeah. Plus, like,
it's kind of gotten to the point where like aliens in the series is kind of like how people react to like stories being isekais. Like if you say like, "Hey, check out this story," and you tell them it's an isekai, they're like, "Ew, isekai." They get all like fucking, bring my don't touch me, get your hands away from me, isekai. I'm not reading that. But like
Yeah.
aliens aren't inherently like bad. It's just like how it's executed. Like Boruto, like with Naruto, like the aliens kind of came in the middle of a ninja war, but like that threw off a lot of people. We were in the middle of a cool ninja war. We liked it. We liked the villain. He suddenly explodes and boom, aliens. That's the explanation. And then for the next 80 chapters, we've been fighting aliens. And like some of them are cool, but like I just didn't care for them. But I feel like it's not so bad with this. Like let's see where it goes. This is just chapter 1 so far, but like it's been 80 years since the end of JJK. It doesn't really say too much like negative to me that like we earthlings now believe that there's life out there, so like 80 years from now aliens might actually come to the planet. I don't fucking think I believe in aliens, but like there's probably more life out in the universe, and so it's
Oh,
not
you don't
crazy to
believe in
have it.
aliens?
I don't know. Right now
Oh shit.
I'm in the middle of just fucking a thought.
Whoa. Hold on, nigga. Do you
Nigga.
fuck with the war? No, I'm kidding.
That shit
Yeah,
was
fuck
coming.
with the war.
anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, little Dicky.
the
But like fucking like it's just like people will just go crazy over the fact that aliens showed up. It's like it's been 80 years. In Naruto, it did like Boruto takes place like 8 years after Naruto, and there's still aliens. Aliens came up in the middle of a war. It was weird. 8 years later, they're still here. It's still kind of weird. This is 80 years later. I feel like it isn't that big of a jump to say that
that and,
aliens came to the
Yeah,
planet
it's
fucking 100 years later.
it's a completely
that and
different
we saw in this
approach.
chapter.
It's a
There's
completely different approach to the idea.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Also, something in this chapter gave us a lot to really talk about in terms of the future of the story. The one thing I want to talk about, like in that section when they were talking about like the culling games and the stuff that happened with Sukuna when Tsurugi was like with the curse user, the guy mentions that there have been less and less like sorcerers like within like that strongest caliber. Like they've been getting like weaker and weaker seemingly, and that's why he's giving up the whole human trafficking thing of like Japanese citizens for their cursed energy, because apparently it's like not as profitable anymore because there aren't as many like people with like high quality cursed energy anymore. Apparently, that and the aliens showing up could cause a big international incident, and it seems like some people are kind of banking on like the differences between like Japan and like the aliens to kind of cause a war between the two of them, maybe expose Japan's like weakening power in terms of like having this supernatural like fighters and stuff like that. And I find that kind of interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't want to keep risking himself for lower pay
Yeah.
of kidnapping, and then it's also like I feel like in a way he kind of it's like if them aliens really do come, we gonna kind of need some niggas who want to be soldiers and fight, and I can't keep kidnapping them and selling them to have their organs harvested, so
Yeah.
we need people to fight them aliens if they come down here. I don't know. Um, I thought it was a good first chapter, and I wish
So-
Go ahead. Okay, cool.
So I did enjoy the chapter. However, I do have a complaint.
Okay.
And this is such a first chapter complaint because obviously there's only a limited amount of information. And I can see the components within the story to build these two characters. At the same time, I didn't find them likable. And so it kind of detracted from my interest in the characters of this story. So, like, I do not remember the two main characters' names, which can change depending on what happens next within the story. But they just feel like bratty, immature kids, and that's hard to, like, I don't know, find super likable without depth.
Yeah.
And I can see the depth
I can
being
understand
set
that.
up, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
what like kind of ties us to these characters is like how they represent the characters that they're like linked to from the previous series.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
So it's like you have Tsurugi who, resembles Maki in the sense of having like a low amount of cursed energy that he was born with. And it's like, okay, that reminds me of Maki. And then you have, Yuka who didn't get that like heavenly restriction like aspect to her character, but like has this need to kind of want to that has
Prove
this
herself.
need to kind of want to like shatter the ideas of people older than her in her clan, assuming that she isn't good enough for one reason or another, which also kind of like ties us to Maki. So we have these like embers of like previously existing characters that we already love that are kind of being channeled through these new characters that are supposed to kind of give us a reason to be emotionally invested in them, because we can see Maki in them, we can see Yuta in them, in one way or another. And then as time goes on, their characters will kind of be fleshed out, and I think that they'll have a lot more to like about themselves. But what's really interesting in this dynamic between like Maru and Yuka and Tsurugi is like just how much the Jujutsu sorcerer world kind of affects people on like a human level, to the point where an alien is feeling more human to us than actual humans in the story, because of like what this lifestyle kind of like does to you like psychologically. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking on page 30. Like if Tsurugi's killed, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. Like we can't let that happen. Tsurugi might have a change of heart someday, but if he dies now, that'll never happen. He's your only sibling, just trust him. It's like, why is an alien reminding humans how to be human right now? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's like a really cool like point thematically that I think that the first chapter of this new story does really well. It is reminding us just what kind of lifestyle Jujutsu sorcerers live, to the point where they can be this detached from like what seems normal to a normal person, to the point where they're almost unrecognizable as people until an alien comes in and reminds them, and that's just
I
really
think
cool to me.
I think that is something that'll be touched upon by these characters too, because it's like aliens. Like when we think of aliens, we think of fucking the green dude with fucking anal probes and stuff, and it's like they don't always have to be that. They can like
Yeah.
in this case they are a civilized and developed species out just this from another planet. So it's like they will
Capable of
probably say the
empathy
same
and
thing.
shit like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
like they'll probably say the same shit to him, like, "Yo, we just thought you guys were, firing lasers and eating brains and stuff." And he's like, "No, I have a world. Like we have, fucking structure and stuff. It's not what you see on cartoons. Like we're developed and fucking understand everything." So it's cool that he knows so much. He's smart and he's kicking this knowledge to Yuka, and it's most people would definitely go and be like, well, why isn't it? What was the movie Paul or something? The fucking alien
Yeah.
Paul with fucking Seth Rogen. It's
Yeah.
like, why don't you look like fucking Paul? It's like, bro, we're that's a fucking stereotype or whatever. That's just not real. Aliens don't really like that because nobody thinks that aliens are real. So these characters would never expect this, but like they have alien movies. They watch the horrors and stuff, and so they probably just when you hear aliens are coming, they expect fucking anal probes and kidnapping fucking cows and tractor beams and shit. But dude's got fucking knowledge on him, so it's cool. I can definitely see that being something that they have in conversation pretty often. One thing I really think though is interesting, like with this ring, is like they still, it seems like they still have the whole like clan norm stuff, but like Yuka wants this ring because her grandfather Yuta gave it to her, but the family, they gave it like there's some misunderstanding there. Like they took it from her, gave it to Tsurugi because like he isn't strong enough. She says that ring is a protective charm to ward off danger. You don't need it, Tsurugi, because you're strong. But then as time goes on, he gets older. Turns out like they probably thought he was gonna get a curse technique and he didn't. He didn't get like cursed energy. He's basically Maki, and they're like, nah, on second thought, you actually need this ring. The girl is strong. She wants it because like grandpa gave it to me and it's a fucking important thing, and it's not fair that they took it and gave it to my brother, thinking that he, wants it and probably thinks that he needs it, but he also wants to get strong so he can give the ring away because he knows that that's just probably keeping him safe.
Right.
I saw another theory out there about the ring that maybe the reason they gave it to Tsurugi is because he has minimal to no cursed energy to the point where he probably can't even like use it to like summon Rika, because and they probably don't want the risk of like Rika being unleashed, realizing Yuta's dead, and like potentially going on a rampage.
I
Oh
think I think
shit.
you I think she would know if he
Right.
was
She would
dead, but
probably
also
know, yeah, but that's a fun theory. But also, but another thing I'm thinking is in the
Yeah,
chapter.
maybe not realizing, but just manifesting and being able to do something about it instead of just being in the ring thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though something that made me think maybe Rika's not in the ring anymore, or maybe just not like really active, she might not even, or something like that. Maybe super dormant to the point where she can't be registered as a cursed object to like in terms of like cursed energy. When Tsurugi was teleported away, his katana was left behind because it was a cursed tool. But Rika's ring is technically supposed to be a cursed tool with cursed energy in it, and she's technically supposed to still be like the queen of curses. So is this like an inconsistency with the ring still being with Tsurugi, or is it like a piece of foreshadowing to tell us that Rika might not no longer be in the ring anymore since Yuta is dead and she was fully linked to Yuta's life and cursed energy, and since he died, her abilities are kind of like gone from the ring too,
So
or is she like super dormant to the point where it doesn't register?
So I think it's been a while since I read it, and so somebody can correct me or people in the comments can correct me, but I'm pretty sure in volume 0 something happened where she wasn't in the ring anymore, and he was like trying to find a way to fuse her into the sword. And then uh in the arc when he showed up and he fought with when he fought Yuji, or right before he fought Yuji when he saved the girl, he like when he drew the sword she appeared. I think he might have found a way to like re-manifest her in the katana that he had, but I can't remember, and it's been a while. Like this spinoff came out. I did not go and read or think about JJK for the last year, so like forgive me if I'm wrong
Right.
in the comments. But
I've
I
been
feel like
listening to people talk about it.
okay, I think she might be in the sword actually, but like it's still if that is true, like I might be wrong, and I'm completely cool with being wrong. But like if it is true, then the whole like thing with the ring warding off danger and being a protective charm is also just interesting because like I feel like the protective element is her Rika. Like if you're in danger, like a cursed spirit's gonna come out and save you because like obviously she would care about like her lover's grandchildren. You know, she wouldn't want to harm fucking Yuta's great grandkids or whatever. That's not who Rika was.
Right.
She was in love with dude. She wouldn't kill his grandkids. Like, but yeah, this is a good chapter, and I really like the ring dynamic. The whole like I want to get stronger so that I can take the ring back from him and show him that I'm worthy, and he wants to get strong so that he doesn't need the ring because he knows that she wants it. He wants to give it back to her,
I
and they're misunderstanding. Go ahead.
Mm. I will say, one of my big interests with this is the fact that it's focusing on like the big families. So, like in Jujutsu Kaisen, we got a little bit of how that worked with Maki and the Zenin family and just how that works. And now our main characters are a part of the Gojo family. So we get to see more of that life and how it affects characters directly instead of on essentially a side character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my nigga
Yeah.
Shads on Twitter, I saw a tweet from him that was talking about the possibility that this female character on page 50 that's talking about how like the ring belongs to you starting today, and he's like, but why? And she's like, because you need it the most. Like, I don't need something like that at all. It was the Gojo clan's decision. There was a comment that he had speculating on whether or not this was actually a direct family member like of Yuta, like he was saying like this. I don't think this is actually Yuta's mom, or
I think it's his daughter.
I'm sorry, daughter. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I don't think this is actually like Yuta's like daughter or anything because she doesn't get like a name card. You know what
Yeah,
I
but I
mean?
think that but didn't Yuka say in the I think Yuka said in the chapter earlier that their mother gave it to Tsurugi.
That's right. But like mother like doesn't have to mean biological mother at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
True.
And that's like where like the conjecture like kind of like comes from. It's like why would you show Tsurugi Okotsu age 11 right there and then next to it have, like a similar panel for the mom, quote unquote, and then not name her or something like that. And like that
Not
was just
important to the story.
yeah, that was just a really cool thought that I saw, and I don't even know if I have that right. I'd have to pull up the tweet or whatever, but it just made me think like, damn, there could be something else going on there because, like, if this is really Maki and Yuta's daughter, like, why is she on bullshit like this? Kind of like this seems to be like kind of like straying away from their ideology to a point that kind of gives credence to the idea that maybe she isn't actually related to them because why would you stray away from from the point of, you know, your mom and dad's like wishes to this degree to do some like completely like clan politics fueled decision making that is very reminiscent of just how shady and annoying, you know, the clans were on the political side of things in the original series. You know what I mean? Like this is like some weird like Zenin clan garbage that they're kind of like on right now philosophically, and it's
So-
like that doesn't seem like, you know, direct children of Yuta and Maki. It doesn't. It's not giving that to me for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Random question. Are they a part of the Zenin family or are they part of the Gojo family?
Jojo family.
But I was just saying that it was like reminding me of like how, you know, ideologically corrupt and like shady and like underhanded the clan heads kind of like were in the original Jujutsu Kaisen story with decision making like this. Like it feels like they're like, you know, like leaning into like a really shitty like system, kind of like the Zenin clan was in the original story. Yeah.
And
Oh,
like,
so that was
Maki-
kind of a. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Maki wiped out the Zenin, and then Yuta, I think, pretty sure he became like clan head of the Gojo clan. Plus, he was already like a Gojo clan cousin, being from his like clan or whatever. So
Yep.
yeah,
And Megumi, I
they're
think,
all
is the
Gojo.
only Zenin.
Yeah,
Also, isn't Yuta still in Gojo's body?
No.
I mean, he's got the stitches on his forehead as an old nigga, so
yeah, he went. I think he went back to his,
He
his
went back.
original
yeah. But
body.
he still
Okay.
had his like head sawed open and his brain
Yeah.
taken out, so that's why he still has the scars. But yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, the white hair confused me a bit there.
I think it's just old.
And,
Yeah, 80 years
Uh,
old.
I was
Yeah,
like,
he's like-
why do the kids look like Yuta if he's in Gojo's body?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's not how the genetics would work.
Bruh.
But okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Now though, now that you mention it, I do wonder if we will see a situation where someone like tries to take Gojo's body and uses it like as a fucking cursed object or something. Because
They cremated that nigga, bro. They cremated that nigga. Yeah, fucking.
No, I think
don't-
they cremate the bodies.
Yeah,
I
Shoko
don't
burnt that
remember
nigga up because they're like, we don't want another fucking ghetto
True.
Kenjaku situation happening. Like that's
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
first thing she did was like, all right, now after all this shit, we burning everybody. We're burninating
But hear me out.
everybody.
Hear me out.
Only
Hear
for
me out.
Taka
Hear
to
me
bring
out.
back Ghetto.
Oh.
Hear me out. Aliens, nigga. They got fucking alien collection technology. They fucking get all the fucking ashes, collective
Get the
shits, fucking-
DNA and then clone the
Yeah.
body or some shit.
Yeah, they fucking bring him back. We have the technology. We created the world's strongest sorcerer. They fucking gene splice him. with
Wait a
fucking
minute.
on his finger.
Wait a minute now, because Maru got 3 eyes, his twin brother got 3 eyes, 6 eyes. No, I'm kidding. I saw that on Twitter.
They do
It's
look
not
like,
Gojo over just yet.
It's
But he
not
does-
Gojover.
but he does look like
Lobotomy
Sukuna.
Kaisen.
The fucking brother
Yeah.
does look like Sukuna, and Sukuna did have a twin who he ate in the womb. So like,
Oh shit.
these niggas are fucking space Sukunas, yeah. But I do like Maru. He's funny. He's
Yeah,
I think
he's a
I think
golden
it's going
retriever.
for I think this is going for like JJK, but like with a little more light, like 1% more lightheartedness. Because JJK had some silly moments sometimes, but like I don't know, intro chapter, I think they could be a little more silly. It's not gonna be a long story. I think like I was saying before, they're just wrapping up some loose ends and covering some tracks and
Yeah.
doing stuff like the clan politics, like
And the
traffic,
darkness is
sand.
still there. Like the tone,
Yeah.
like, it might be 1% more lighthearted, but like we still got some like pretty dark elements in the storytelling as
And
far
it's-
as like
Packing
human
up the
trafficking
children.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we literally
we're-
got
I am
like
glad we're
children in plastic bags, like pressed and sealed. So it's like,
Yeah, like fucking chicken packs, yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad we're addressing
Oh, God.
the Japanese citizens being abducted thing, because that was introduced back in JJK with the Cullen Games and Genjaku getting the U.S. to try and abduct sorcerers and stuff. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad that that's still kind of I'm kind of glad that's a thing that's being addressed here now, and that's still going on 80 years later.
Yeah, it's like Kenjaku started it. He showed America that
Gave them the
fucking-
keys.
Yeah, he was like kidnapped them Japanese niggas, bro. It did 80 years later. They still doing it, selling them for fucking pocket change. So
Because
it's
like
cool.
energy and like resources are like, especially as time goes on, as we continue polluting the planet, like those energy sources become more and more, you know, important and enticing for, you know, world superpowers to want to collect and have a monopoly on. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Also, the like this guy, this antagonist here, he was basically telling Tsurugi, you know, the aliens are gonna come and they're gonna start a war and shit's gonna get real bad. Like the fucking world is gonna get crushed. And then like this dude that they've been hanging out with for the entire chapter fucking reveals his third eye. He's an alien and like you know, he was hiding it clearly. Like
yeah.
he when they turn and look at him, they see like what he did, they turn around and they're like, what was that? And he's covering his eye like, uh-oh. So like they're not gonna trust him afterwards. They're gonna be like, "Yo, this dude was fucking telling the truth. This fucking nut job. Aliens really are coming. Like, are you our enemy?" So it's gonna be, you know, some conflict there. Like, are you just trying to fucking infiltrate us, find out the best way to kill us and shit? Like, there's some stuff there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Also, something I do kind of like that might actually make like at least Saruki and Yuka's dynamic more interesting as things go on is their like rivalry right now. Because I think I forgot who said this. Someone I know on Twitter said that like JJK proper kind of like needed that little that extra that extra spice with like a bit of like a rivalry, even if it would be a friendly one, like a rivalry that help push the characters to like get stronger and motivate each other in that
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah.
And I
I
think
fuck with that.
having this be like more of a sibling rivalry thing kind of adds up to that also, since it's kind of like they're aiming for kind of the same thing through different means, without the other one really understanding the other in a sense.
Yeah, because it's like we couldn't really get that with with Yuji and Megami because they both had like different goals, and then we couldn't get it with like Maki and her sister because like one was trying to like break the cycle, and the other one was just trying to fucking follow in her footsteps. And it's like this is cool. This is like you said, the
Mai was
rivalry is dope,
complicit
and
in the
it's
cycle.
yeah,
She was
yeah.
like, "Fuck it, I could live life on easy mode if I just shut the fuck up and let the niggas handle everything." So
Yeah, why don't you, you know, do the same as me type shit.
yeah,
But like
yeah,
this, I feel like this is giving basically what people were begging for from JJK, like more character interactions and like silly moments and you know getting to know people. Like this is
Hmm.
fun.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I'm liking this.
JJK didn't really have a rivalry because they did the complete opposite. They had uh Toto, God, Tojo,
Toto,
But
Aoi Toto.
Toto. There we go. Yeah, they had Toto and Yuji, and that bro relationship was like
Besto
what
friendos.
helped build up Yuji's character instead of a rival.
Yeah,
the rivalry theme and dynamic was communicated through Gojo and Sukuna, like
yeah,
the two main
Yeah.
Yeah,
fighters on either side of the, you know, of the kind of like the two strongest, like, you know what I mean, like that's where the rivalry kind of like came in, was in their fight at the end of the
Yeah.
series. Like
But
that's where
that's why it
all
was
of the
so hyped.
rivalry
Yeah.
writing came in. Yeah, was at the
Yeah.
very
But
end between
yeah,
those
but I
two.
think but I think the main reason why people brought up for like it felt like it was missing from JJK is because like it wasn't like the main protagonist of the story and
Right,
someone else. It
right,
was like the main antagonist of the story and the mentor character,
yeah,
which still worked obviously. I mean, Gojo versus Sukuna, people people were just like talking about it every single week. The hype was there. Leak culture was at its peak at that point, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, it was such a massive event in manga and a lot of people would consider one of the best fights in manga at that point.
now it makes me wonder, like with these two characters, like they're clearly rivals, but is there gonna be a situation where they actually have to fight each other? Like will one of them get possessed or something and it's like they have a serious fight in the
like a
end?
life or death
Or is
stakes
it
kind of situation
yeah.
to prove who is the better one. Yeah.
Yeah, like something's gonna happen, but I don't know. This alien stuff, I'm not mad at it. I do wish that I didn't see any spoilers. Like I need Miyamura to
Hmm.
fucking drown. Fuck that nigga.
Hmm.
And people that are defending leaks because it like you have no fucking nothing to stand on, bro. Stupid. Like this, just
Yeah,
let it fucking come out on Sundays. Like it was different back in the day when like a leak would come out on Wednesday night going into Thursday and then TCB were gonna translate it Friday. So it was like, okay, I can dodge leaks for like a day or two. But now it's like nobody's translating this shit early. So it's like you guys are gonna start talking about on the timeline on Wednesday, and I gotta wait until Sunday. You expect me to not use the internet for fucking 4 or 5 days? Like is that it's not
Yep.
even don't even
yeah,
make
and
fucking sense.
it's gotten to
Need
the
a day.
point where where some YouTubers that even last year that were covering JJK basically mainly because of like poor legal main translations, they had to keep going for like the leaks and the fan translations, and now it seems like those habits are coming back with this series now, with some people trying to like cover the leaks now because that's what they were doing with main JJK. And I'm like, you can just wait for the legals for the officials at this point. It's not going to be as bad as OG JJK because we have a different translator and the translations actually look good. So
Yeah.
you don't need to do the very wonky like fan translations that aren't even as good as like TCB's fan translations. And even then, there's already been like a bunch of miscommunication between and like translations from the fan ones to the original one to the official ones, which with the official ones make things a lot clearer with a lot of the stuff happening in the story. So I think at this point, maybe even if you're a YouTuber at this point, just cover the officials. I get the whole, be the first to cover something so that you can actually get your bag off it. I get it, but like at this point, just cover the officials. It'll be better off for you mentally also, and you'll understand what's going on a lot better.
I'm pretty sure when the chapter came out, somebody posted a video like at the moment it came out, or like right before, a 30-minute video, the entire summary of like
Yeah, I know.
like explaining JJK fucking part 2
Yeah, I know the
episode
guy.
1 type shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the guy. I've seen his videos every now and again. I ended up watching after I did my thing. I watched this video. I'm like, okay, this guy needs to break that like unfortunate habit back from like last year
I'm not
with
even
reading the fan translations, because like he's gonna screw up his whole thing with.
He's not. He's making a lot of money. He's got like 5 channels. I ain't gonna say his name, but I remember
Yeah, but like
I remember I was about to make a video and I looked up to see if anybody else had made the video, and I wrote it. I wrote the video out and it took me like 8 minutes, and then I found a video of this guy's and it was like 30 minutes. And I was like, let me see what the fuck he said for 30 minutes. And the first like 10 minutes are him like reading Reddit theories. And it's like, okay, so this nigga's just a waffler. He ain't actually, it's just padding. The video he made on this was 30 minutes long and it was just fucking, I didn't watch it. I was just like, bro, the shit ain't even out and you got a 35-minute video out already. Like the chapter isn't out, nigga. So I was like, fuck this dude. Fuck anybody who's fucking covering leaks or whatever. Fuck the leakers.
Yeah,
like
fuck
this
them
shit,
all.
like nigga, like
You niggas
you
are
can't block.
losers.
Yeah, like I can't just block Miyamura and the problem goes away. Like everybody's sharing this shit. Like people are sharing these pages and going like, ooh, and it's like I don't know to block 5 O's. I don't know to block. Like I haven't. JJK's been over for a year. I don't know to block Yuta. I don't know to block Maki. Like I'm not just gonna have those words blocked for a year and never see people talking about JJK again. Like
Right. You kind of can't avoid it. But,
yeah,
bruh, hold on. Our nigga Slim Southern Satanist on Twitter. Slim Satan. His handle is at 6LIM6ATAN if you want to go peep. That's my guy for real. But he just said, now that I think about it, a lot of the Jujutsu Kaisen abilities are kind of cosmic in nature. Limitless, gravity manipulation, Tsukumo's whole kit, the star plasma vessel, whatever the hell Kenjaku was doing with Ganesha, like were the hints all there from the start? And I just had to quote retweet him with the hold up, his writing is this fire me? Because I was like, wait a minute, man, you kind of cooking a little bit.
Yeah. Like, just give it a second, because like in a chapter or two, those type of things might get mentioned, and then all the people who would just go like, "Oh my god, aliens! Ew, get that shit out of here!" might be like, "Oh wait, hold on a second." Like,
yeah, we might have been doing shit. We caught over there.
Might have been.
Did you this is just a question. Did any of you guys like finish Twin Star Exorcist?
Oh no.
Damn, I was gonna make a comparison with that one. Should I spoil the ending that was from last year?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
I plan on reading it actually, but
okay.
But yeah, like
great ending. But yeah, go.
People just need to let stuff cut.
To add on to that, you also have World Slash.
Yeah.
Like that just feels like something like
I think that was more. Well, I mean, yeah, but I feel like that was more of like a name.
Enough with the planetary level, island level, city level shit, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
That
Anyway.
wasn't like power scaling
I don't
planetary,
care. I'm
but
already
in the
mad.
sense-
I'm already
but,
angry.
you're the one who brought it
What's
back
the,
up. I wasn't talking about
what's
it.
what's the main power scaling daughter or what is it?
It's power scaling son
shipping.
or shipping daughter or whatever.
I think it's the other way around. Shipping son, power scaling daughter. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's like-
no.
Yeah, but nah, good chapter. I thought. I think people just need to learn to like not just throw away everything. Like chapter
like
one, bro. It's
Twitch
like
responders, man. Just
yeah,
like,
and
come on.
it's only gonna be like 20 chapters, bro. So at the end of the day, like the day gonna end.
And I think you said it earlier in the week. Like it has been over the last year. It's been so nice to read like stuff from Jump outside of One Piece that hasn't had any like leaks at all, or at least any
Yeah.
prominent leaks online. Like Ichi
Bro.
and Kagurabachi. That
been
shit's been
beautiful.
just insane, and it's been really enjoyable to talk about it with everybody on roughly the same day for once.
Everybody reading Kagurabachi at the same time. We're all hyped. We're all talking about it. There's no misunderstanding, no miscommunications, none of this fucking, I see fucking eye patch on a nigga forehead fucking Wednesday, and then I make all these theories and type up 80 paragraphs, and then on Sunday, the shit come out and what I thought is completely wrong and debunked, and like I could have just saved my time and not spoiled anybody by just waiting. Not ruin anyone's experience. Like I saw like 3 or 4 pages before the shit. Before like I actually saw like I didn't know it was a band-aid on his forehead. I thought it was like a tattoo or something. And then like I saw a page like with the eyeball like before the thing. I was like, okay, so the nigga got 3 eyes. It was a band-aid. I didn't realize that. Like I wish I would have just known, like not known that. I didn't. I didn't need to know that like the main characters were related to Yuta and fucking and Maki. There's just so much that like I found out just from seeing like 3 pages on like Wednesday. And it's like, bro, like this would have hit so much more if I didn't know the nigga. I mean, page 1 has the eyeball out, but like I could have let me wait until fucking bro, it's the first page. Let me make it to the first page, please.
Right.
Like don't spoil
Yeah.
the first page for me.
Also, apparently, we're getting a spin-off novel of JJK from a horror writer.
I mean, there's been a couple of like novels for JJK. They ain't too shocking, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
liking Marulo Valvolielvori. He's a fun character so
Fucking Superman Krypton naming conventions.
far. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like I don't know, it's fun. I'm here for the fun. Like they fucking run off and just say fuck him, and then she comes back while he's like sitting down by himself, and she's like, you ain't gotta cry about it, because then it's like we're the bad guys. He's like, does she think she did nothing wrong? Like
Yeah,
it's
and he's like,
funny.
Surugi's like, why are you guys slacking off? Where'd you guys go slacking off? He's like, did he forget he ditched me?
Yeah, she fucking took him to get glizzies and shit. He never had fucking Earth hot dogs or whatever. Oh, takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
Taco.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No,
Yeah.
the memory that just came into my mind. So hold on, what page is the takoyaki shit?
15.
15.
Are you thinking about that Toji moment in the anime?
Nah, man. When me and my son's mother first got together, we went to a Japanese festival in my city. And introduced her to takoyaki, and I like forgot about how hot the inside of those octopus balls were, and I fed her a takoyaki, and it burnt her mouth.
I've never had one before. I want to try one.
They're so gas, but holy shit, this scene on page 15, I don't know how I didn't remember that before right now, but damn, that just took me back there. Crazy.
Yeah. And it's cool to see like technology being used to, like, she's got this fucking like virtual wrist iPad type of deal going on, and she's like writing down the shit, like predicting what he's gonna say, and she flipped
Yeah.
it over to him, showed him the screen and shit. Like there's some cool stuff here. And then
Yeah.
like there's the callbacks, like the fucking Bato sword drawing technique and shit. It'd be cool to I want to see if
New shadow style.
yeah, Kusakabe, if his family is still around or whatever. This is
This will,
I think this is a good,
yeah, I'm
good
glad.
chapter.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to read it every week now. See what Gege's got in mind. I mean, he had a whole year to think up some stuff. So like,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to it. I still didn't expect for the potential with JJK2 to happen within a year of its main manga ending. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess Gege ended up getting his creative juices back, and I guess now that he's writing it, he's probably not going to have any, at least at the moment, health issues, which would be great.
I thought I
Yeah, I
saw an
think
interview of him where he was talking about like, bro, a lot of niggas approached me trying to do spin-offs of my shit, so I was like, nigga, I'm about to do that shit first, and that's how we got Mojuro.
Hmm.
He's like, y'all not
yeah.
about to be writing spin-offs of my shit before I do, so here you go. 3 volumes
Respect the
from
And
me,
Gege
then
on
y'all can
that.
do whatever the fuck y'all want.
yeah, because that kind of opens up the floodgates. Because now we can, we got like 80
And
year, people can write directly after JJK ends. People can write within the 80 years. People can write after the spinoff ends. It's like a lot of like
Sukin a
space for
prequel.
people.
We're gonna
Yeah, there's
get
a lot
some
of space.
fucking interquels. Fuck you, Weekly
Yeah.
Shonen Jump reviews. I hate that word.
Nah, but nah, yeah, this is good stuff, man, and I'm down for the 24 chapters we're gonna get. I really like that. He's just bringing back stuff. I feel like Gege
Mhm.
probably had a notepad. He knew what he didn't finish in JJK, and he probably was on Twitter and shit and on the internet and seeing people complain about we wanted to see more fucking relationships. What about the fucking culling games in America? It's like, all right, let me wrap up all that shit and slap a fucking cool coat of paint on it, get another artist to do it, because like I ain't about to give these niggas my body and soul again. I'll give them my fucking thoughts, but like I'm gonna let somebody else draw that shit, bro. And the art ain't
One
bad.
last suggestion, and this is for if he's listening, Broken Ronin, a Miwa spinoff.
Oh, brother. Shout out to Ronan.
Yep, the
We
goat.
ain't getting no Miwa spinoff, even though he made that Miwa culling games video.
Hmm.
People be posting that shit.
It was
People
so
don't get the game.
convincing.
People
It
be
was so
posting that.
convincing too.
People be posting that video on the timeline and trying to clown them, but they don't understand the fucking YouTube game. I be talking about this shit with Shonen OG a lot too, because people always like post OG's videos on the timeline because they do the fucking the clickbait shit. It's like these people
Yeah,
that do this, they don't realize that YouTube is actually a game, and it's like you got to put that stuff in the fucking thumbnails and in the titles and captions and shit, because then people click it and they come and tell you you're wrong, and those people that are arguing with you all day long are fucking giving you money. It's like it's a game, bro.
I still have people like complaining. Why are you having a spoilery image in the thumbnail or you're alluding to it in the title? I'm like, dude, I got you to click on the video. That's the whole point. I've tried doing without that stuff and it barely worked at all.
Now, with spoilers, I will agree with them. Fuck you, Weep. But anyway,
Mm.
Ha ha!
I think I'm spent for this one. Unless you guys got anything else, what you think, Knox?
I think I'm good. I think we had a big enough conversation about it as we needed to for chapter 1. We're coming up on 45. Oh, we're over 45 minutes right now, so.
Okay, yeah, and I mean the next chapters, we'll keep talking about it if things go well, and it'll be shorter, so we won't have as much to say. First impressions are always going to be long, and that was a fucking like 70-page chapter, but yeah, next chapters should be shorter conversations unless people really get naked and start throwing hands super crazy. What about you, Trav? You got any more thoughts?
Nah, I'm good.
Weep.
I'm out. I'm good.
All right, that's gonna do it for Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo.
Mojudo.
Modulo. All right, baby, this was a long one, but we still got to wrap up and do our usuals. So we're gonna hit it up with the chapter of the week. For me, it was hard, man. It was a banger, all the way around, and Kagurabachi had a fucking silly chapter. It was still gas, and
Yeah.
JJK came back, and I think that was good. But I think my favorite chapter of the week personally was it's gonna go to Gachi. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah!
The big Gachi, big cooter. You know what it is, baby.
Big cooter!
It was artsy. We got Made in Abyss tier art with other stuff. I forget who else said it would look like something else. Pink Little
Peach
Mononoke.
Momoko,
Yeah,
have some
yeah,
fucking respect for the
yeah.
queen, bitch.
Hey, sorry, brother. I forgot. But yeah, Gachi got it for me. What about you, Knox?
Yeah, I think it's Gachiakuta for me too, man. It's between that and Centuria.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Traffy? What's your chapter of the week?
Uh, yeah, I gotta say Gachiakuta.
Damn.
The sweep?
Yeah.
Weed?
Sweet. Okay. We got 3 for 3. What you got, Weed? What's your chapter of the week?
Yeah, I gotta go to Gachi on this one also.
The
This
Gachi
one also.
sweep!
Almost made me-
Yeah. Gachi just
So-
had too much going for it, man. Like, Centuria
Yeah.
was really good for so many reasons. Like, one of the best Centuria chapters in a while, probably. But Centuria has been firing on all cylinders lately. Like, that's in the top 3 for me pretty much every week. And it would have gone to Centuria if Gachiakuta didn't have a chapter like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somebody
Yeah.
just clicked off the video, disliked, and unsubscribed because their favorite didn't win. Fucking Gachi won, baby. Gachi. That if you aren't reading Gachi and you listen this far and you like reading one or two of these things, that should tell you like go fucking check out Gachiakuta, man. Don't be a bitch.
Big cooter.
But big cooter, yeah, baby. You can know about that cooter if you read Gachi Cooter. So that's gonna do it for chapters. All right, now to read over some of these comments, because like I said, we hit up them comment sections and read them in this section here called the Reading Homies Comments section. Anyway, from at Airgo1777, this showing of Arcos also recontextualizes how strong Angval was in a Jogo versus Sukuna or Gojo way, where she might be the strongest non-Hacks character we've seen so far.
I like that comment a lot. That's a
Yeah.
good notion. Good job, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a beast if she was able to, withstand the guy who massacred countries and
With
got bored
no
of it.
gift.
Yeah, no gift. She was just swolium and buff and had funny looking eyes.
Swolium.
Yeah.
Funny looking eyes, bro. She's dead, man. Respect her.
Sade.
Sade. You're an idiot.
Let's see. One from at Ikuto4337, who is actually, it's a good thing I chose this comment because I'm not sure. I think this guy reads the web novel, and I'm not sure if this comment is spoilery, but I'll read it anyway.
This nigga be towing the line. I know who you talking about already.
Yeah.
Be
I think
careful,
he walked-
nigga. Don't
I
get
think
blocked.
Yeah, I think he on that line. He says, to clear up one thing, studying the Fugaku style is Saigo 100. As for the other sister being raised oldest, is already married and doesn't really partake in anything story-wise. Also, a neat little change was it was Rei who told Sunraku she was Saigo. In the original works, it was the game shop owner who had to reveal it to him. All I know is Sunraku is going to go crazy if he manages to beat and master that sword style Fugaku guy. Okay, so that part, I want to say better not be spoilers, or we're going to have some fucking words, buddy. But yeah, so I asked if that was confirmed in the web novel or if it's something I should have known already about the sister thing. And he says, to clear it up, you can actually reread the current chapter around the point where Rei says she's got 2 older sisters and one of them is training. We get an image showing of Saigo 100's real life design, which is seen before at chapter 167. So thanks for that. Also, I did again, because we keep mentioning how long Shangri-La Frontier is, I went and looked this week for sure to see like how far along it was. And so about 60 days ago, the web novel, the manga was caught up to about 250 chapters of the web novel. Remember, I was saying that the series has about 900 and only about 400 are translated. So yeah, Shangri-La Frontier gonna be here forever. Weeb said it before. He was saying, I think it might have got misunderstood or something, but I remember Weeb, you were saying like, if Ippo ends, Shangri-La Frontier might take it as the longest running thing. Like it won't, I don't think it's gonna run as long as Ippo, but I can see Shangri-La Frontier kind of making a name for itself. People being like, oh wow, yeah, Ippo's over, but like this other manga has been going on for 700 chapters in Weekly Shonen magazine, and that's gonna be Shangri-La Frontier.
What I should have cleared that up. What I meant was that once Ippo's done, Shangri-La will be that current like ongoing long series in Weekly Shonen magazine.
Yeah. Also, let's see. One more comment. This one's different. It's not from our video comment section, but there was a community post that we made, and it says, what are some of your favorite monthly manga? We're planning on doing a new review show for a monthly series, so we want to know which titles you'd like to hear us talk about the most. And I got a comment here from at Co6171, and he says, Centuria.
What the fuck?
And, there's a few things wrong with that, buddy.
Hey, nigga, what?
For one, we already covered Centuria, so like you telling us to read Centuria and cover it, kind of giving off I don't listen to the podcast vibes. What are you doing, man? Check out the goddamn
You want to put
show.
your hat in the goddamn conversation, but you don't want to tune into the content. I've seen your type before. It starts with a J, ends with an S. There's a D in there, but he's not a fucking D like One Piece. He's just a D like dickhead. JDS, watch the goddamn show, or I'm coming for you. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Shout
you
out to
too,
dude.
and you too, whoever's commenting Centuria under a monthly
Yeah.
question. What the hell is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that second thing was that. Centuria is fucking weekly, buddy. Why would we review that on a monthly show? Come on, man. Get your shit in the game. Anyway, that's going to do it for the comments, baby. So that's going to do it, baby girls. Thank you for tuning in to Shonen Pulse episode 37. We covered a lot of stuff today. This episode probably like 5 hours long. I don't know. You can take your energy drinks or let me know later. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, comments, concerns. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Tap dance on the damn hype button because we need that hype to reach, I don't know, like 240K. You can see. I can see it when you hype, and you can see it when you hype, and you can see the leaderboard. It says like last week we were up to like 170K, and it said on there the fucking number 100th spot had like 240K hype. Every hype is 5,000 points. So get us to 250, whatever, 300K. Help us, man. Help me, please. Please. It's for the kids, man. We're trying to make some dollars over here.
And
baby.
for me.
Anyway, yeah, and for me. Put some more McChickens in our pockets so we can continue doing what we like and talking to you guys because you like to hear us yap because we got that swag on us, shouty. But anyway, we covered 9 manga. Now it looks like 10 for the foreseeable, 24 weeks until JJK Part 3 ends. Electric Boogaloo. Anyway, we're going to get on up out of here, baby. Hit all the buttons. I ain't going to say it again. Don't make me say it again. Oh, it's going to get bad for you. Anyway, this is Big Yato. Mahalo at y'all. Knox, got any words for people?
Thanks for watching. Hit the hype button. Love you. See you next time.
Yeah, traffic, words.
Hi. Yeah, appreciate you watching. I'm done.
Get them out of here. Weep.
Hope y'all enjoyed. See you next time.
And that's going to do it, baby girls. Do the thing. Hit the buttons. Bye.